Hello, I'm your host, Nusayer, and আমার সাথে আছে Shahnoor bhai and Parvez bhai, and we're going to talk about Arsenal. This is Hot to Goal, and we're going to talk about Man United as well. This is my first time as a host, so pardon any mistakes that I'm going to do today because I'm very nervous, and I hope I don't, F this up. So, first of all, we're going to talk about the important thing, that is the Der Klassiker, Bundesliga, yes. Okay, যাই হোক their classicer অবস্থা Borussia Dortmund versus Bayern Munich 1-1. Julian Brandt he scored in the 5th minute, then Robin Lewandowski he scored in the 9th minute. আর এখন কি হইতেছে I don't know. Bayern Munich ওরা একটা ডাবল পিভট করতেছে of Corentin Tolisso and Leon Goretzka ইনজুরিতে পড়ছিল, but he was a doubt for this match. ওকে probably একটু আগে আনা হইছে, and Tolisso is playing because কিমিশের কোয়ারেন্টাইন করা লাগতেছে। এলিং হল্যান্ড মাত্র ইনজুরি থেকে ব্যাক করছে and he is playing. I don't know how good he is playing কারণ আমি দেখতে পারতেছি না। আর in the Premier League আমরা দেখছি Chelsea they failed to beat West Ham. West Ham beat Chelsea 3-2 and well it was it was আমি খেলাটা দেখি নাই, so I'm going to say it was very good for me as an Arsenal fan. And Liverpool they won it at the death against Wolves, and Brighton they salvaged a point in the 98th minute. Neil Maupay scored. I don't know how good of a goal that was because he's a cheat. I hope Brighton get relegated. Maupay for what you did against Leno. তারপরে Newcastle they won against Burnley. That was their first win for Newcastle, and we're going to talk about Newcastle a little bit because of the hipster blood that is in me. But first of all, we're going to start with Parvez bhai. We're going to talk about Arsenal versus United. United they won the match 3-2. It was a very clutch performance from Cristiano Ronaldo, but the man who has been the talking point of the match is Fred. And Parvez bhai, I've got Fred's stats up here, and he is been performing very averagely. Not gonna lie, he's not been great. He's not been bad either. He's been very average. But under Ralf Rangnick, how do you think ও কেমন করবে Parvez bhai?
So firstly, good to be back. Hot to Goal the intro music and all এটা অনেকদিন ধরেই তো বাজতেছিল না, so it's good to hear that. It's good to be back to talk about football. অনেকদিন পর কিন্তু we're all kind of joining for such kind of a discussion. আর নুসাইর তো এসে he's brought in this formality to it. ও আসার সাথে সাথে I'm the host, this is how it's happening. এর আগের হট টগোল গুলো if you remember মানে it used to be different kind of madness, but this is good madness. I'm liking this for a start. So good start over there, Nusayer, and hello
that is gonna go on my gravestone.
AJ Arsenal versus United. হ্যাঁ,
এটা একটা অপোজিট
কথা কত কিছু মানে উল্টা হয়ে গেছে না। Anyways, আমি jailings-ও করতে পারতাম, the two L's. এখন the thing is,
this is the first time since you became a commentator যে তুমি আমাকে এটা দেখাইতে পারছো না।
এটা true না এটা true, but the thing is ওই তো ম্যাচ শুরুর আগে আমি বলতেছিলাম শাহনুরকে this is the only ever time in so many years যে United is below Arsenal in the league, and that's how they're getting into the match. আমার মনে হচ্ছিল যে রেজাল্টটা উল্টাই হবে because United সবসময় লিগে উপরে থাকে, Arsenal কই থাকে জানি না, and then they just come off and get a result out of the United game. So ওটা নিয়ে চিলাচিলি করতে থাকে. So it was our opportunity this time. We got the win. I knew যে উইনটাই আসবে।
Old Trafford. Okay, this is going to be Arsenal fan talking in me. Old Trafford United against Jita is hard.
It's poor. United have a worse record than many other mid-table clubs at home on a recent times. So Old Trafford is nothing at this point. So ওটা নিয়ে মানে I'm more scared যখন United Old Trafford খেলেন, especially after the crowd came. ওই খালি মাঠে last season they were better than this. মানে crowd আসছে, I don't know what happened. মানে কিছু একটা হয়ে গেছে and they're not being able to perform at home. So let's just go back to topic maybe. আমি কিন্তু এদিক ওদিক শাহনুরকে দেখে আর তুমি যখন United Arsenal বলছো আমি লিটারালি মানে সহ্য করতে পারি না। I had to get that out যে কেমন লাগে শাহনুর, কেমন লাগে খুব কত কিছু blood clot Young, Lacazette.
Okay, I'm gonna pull some of Fred's stats here. Okay, I'm gonna pull some of Fred's stats. In 11 Premier League matches, he has played around 944 minutes. 2.1 tackles per 90, 1.3 interceptions per 90, 1.4 fouls per 90. That's his defensive stats. In his offensive stats, he's been, let's say, shit. And his passing, he's averaged around 53 passes per game with an passing accuracy of 82.7%, which I think should be improved upon. As a center midfielder, 82% is not really elite. And for United, that shouldn't be good. What do
আমি
you think
সারপ্রাইজ
about
যে
his
I'm surprised যে ওর 82% পাস অ্যাকুরেসি আছে, মানে I thought it would be lesser, কারণ ওর পায়ে বল আসলে যারা the runners they kind of give up, they know ওদের কাছে কিছু আসবে না, the ones around him are not sure whether they're going to receive the ball, so মানে এই লেভেলের সিচুয়েশন আর কি, when Fred gets the ball it's quite difficult to understand ও actually তারপর কি করবে, but এখন since we're talking about stats, আসলে a lot of stats you know takes you to few places যেখানে হচ্ছে তোমার মনে হবে যে এটা ও বোধহয় এরকম বা ও বোধহয় ওরকম, but the thing is অনেক সময় স্ট্যাটস ব্যাফল বা স্ট্যাটস টেন্ড টু ফ্ল্যাটার। ফ্রেডের কেসে আমি বলবো যে ইটস মোর অর লেস অ্যাকুরেট, মানে যা শুনলাম শুনে মনে হইলো যে না দিস কুড বি ফ্রেড স্ট্যাটস, কাউরে যদি এই স্ট্যাট দিয়ে বলো যে হু কুড দিস প্লেয়ার বি, ইট
এটা
কুড বি
একটা
ফ্রেড, বাট
আন্ডারওয়েলমিং একটা প্লেয়ার তো অ্যাজ
হ্যাঁ
আ মিডফিল্ডার অ্যাজ আ ডিফেন্সিভ মিডফিল্ডার দিস ইজ ভেরি আন্ডারওয়েলমিং অনলি
সেটাই
0.1
অ্যাবসলিউটলি।
tackles
এন্ড
per 90 is very underwhelming.
even before the season started আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে we were discussing about the issues we have in defensive midfield or in midfield in general, তো ওই জায়গাটায় আমি বলবো যে ফ্রেড ও যতটুকু না করছে I don't know, maybe you could go and dig out the stats for Fred or his playing positions when he used to even play for Shakhtar. মানে he was a much better version
Yeah, he was. He
in
was.
a way, because he was a box kind of more of a box to box, and all these stats এগুলার improvement আর অনেক better ছিল। ইউনাইটেডে আসার পরে I felt যে he did not improve, so what he was সেখান থেকে আরেকটু হয়তো বাজেই হয়েছে, if not an improved player, যদিও he's in the Brazil team now playing regularly ওই জায়গায়। বাট ঘটনাটা হচ্ছে যে ফ্রেড এখন what I'm going to say, I don't know, a lot of United fans or even Arsenal fans, they might or might not agree, but he's always an all action guy, মানে
Yeah,
wherever
he
the ball
is.
is ও কিন্তু আশপাশে থাকেই, মানে within the midfield domain United এর, মানে he's the most active person, always chasing after balls, trying to get involved at least, so ওই জায়গাটা আছে, and he has so much enthusiasm, তুমি দেখবা যে কোনো ফ্রি কিক আসলে ওখানে দাঁড়ায় থাকে, ও জানে যে জীবনও ওরে দিবে না, তাও দাঁড়ায় থাকে ওখানে, মানে he wants to take the free kick, he wants to be involved, সে ওই জায়গায় থাকে, and then একটা শট মারার অপরচুনিটি পাইলে he won't মানে নট টেক ইট আর কি, ওর ওই কনফিডেন্স, মানে এর আগেই হয়তো একটা খুবই জঘন্য মিস্টেক করছে, বাট ওয়েন হি গেটস দ্যাট
And
অপরচুনিটি
he's
আছে 25 30
he
ইয়ার্স
is
এর মধ্যে,
mentally pretty
ও
resilient.
আছে, ওইটাই দ্যাটস ওয়ান পজিটিভ আই উড সে অ্যাবাউট ফ্রেড। অনেকে ওটা নিয়ে হয়তো হাসতে পারে যে ও এত সহজে ওর ভুলগুলো ভুলে যায় কেমন, এন্ড হি নেভার লার্নস, এরকম একটা ব্যাপারও হইতে পারে,
No,
সো দ্যাটস
that
লাইক
is
ডাউন
definitely a
সাইড অফ ইট।
positive.
হ্যাঁ, দ্যাট ইজ আ পজিটিভ ইন মাই বুকস, এন্ড আফটার দ্যাট আমি যেটা বলবো যে who are the people who are actually coaching him, and do they actually know মানে ও কি রোলে কেমনে খেললে it would be helpful for the team, so এখানেও একটা ফ্যাক্টর আছে, সো
সাফায়েত মনে যদি
আই
কমেন্টটা দেই, এই যে
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
ক্যারিক আসার পর ফ্রেডের পজিশন কিছুটা চেঞ্জ করছে, এই ট্যাকটিক্যাল চেঞ্জটা স্যানচো ফ্রেড দুইজনের জন্যই ভালো হয়েছে। ওলে কোচ থাকতো, ক্যারিক ছিল, তখন এটা ট্রাই করে না। ডু ইউ থিঙ্ক যে ফ্রেডের পজিশনটা কি এখন চেঞ্জ হয়েছে? ইজ হি প্লেইং, হাউ ইজ হি প্লেইং নাও, হাউ
হ্যাঁ
ডিড
একটু
হি
তো
প্লে অ্যাট
চেঞ্জ
দ্য স্টার্ট?
হয়েছে। হ্যাঁ সো
And
আমার
against
কাছে
and
মনে হচ্ছে
under
the
Rangnick,
Chelsea one it was more evident. Chelsea one it was more evident they were trying to play a 4-3-3, Bruno kind of like a CF or a false nine, and then the two forwards going a bit wide. Chelsea সাথে ওইটাই করার চেষ্টা করছে। Against Arsenal the formation looked more like a 4-2-3-1, but
it was
ultimately
more
দেখা গেছে
traditional. It
McTominay
was
is the
very
guy, হ্যাঁ
traditional.
McTominay একটু মানে সিট ব্যাক রোলে যাইতেছিল, and Fred was trying to be the box to box, বলটা নিয়ে at least he was trying to carry, or whenever United did not have the ball, he was trying to press it up front একটু উপর থেকে, so that seemed like a change that ওইটা ক্যারিক আসার পরে দুটা তিনটা ম্যাচ এরকম হয়েছে, মানে he is trying to move this 4-2-3-1 into a more 4-3-3 যেখানে একটা single pivot থাকবে and there will be two number eights, so Fred as one of the number eights for whatever time period he had in the last two games looked better, much better, কারণ সে বলটা একটু উপরে উইন করতে পারতেছে, but then the problem is ওর পাসিং রেঞ্জের সমস্যাগুলো এক্সপোজড হয়ে যায়, if you win the ball in a nice
Yeah,
place
only
and that
82%
initiates an
passing
attack,
is
হ্যাঁ
not good
ওইটা
enough.
কিন্তু
Is not
তখন
good enough.
ওটাও এক্সপোজ হয়েছে, সো I think Fred could be an asset for United, but just has to be coached rightly and মানে ওর যে attributes ওগুলোকে ঠিক মতো ইউজ করতে পারতে হবে. That's one other thing. I think
Okay, Parvez bhai,
failure
my
from his
question to
end
you
as well.
is, okay,
For
my question
26
for you
years old,
is,
nah, he's 26
he's
years old,
28,
so he
he's
should
28,
improve. Oh, he's not 26. আচ্ছা 2 বছর আগে
he's
26 ছিল. My
28.
goodness. তো
Yeah,
একদম
yeah, he's,
প্রাইম ফ্রেড
this
প্রাইম
should
ফ্রেড
be his
খেলতেছে ফর
prime.
ইউনাইটেড
This
ম্যান.
should be his prime. Yes. Okay, my
Yeah.
question to you is, under Rangnick এ আমরা Rangnick এর যে কয়টা ফরমেশনই আছে আমরা দেখি there are two center midfielders and both of them are kind of sitters but একজন একটু আগায়. One is a 8. Uh, আমি ধরতেছি যে Donovan de Beek he will play a major role under Ralf Rangnick and McTominay or a CDM that you get in January hopefully or next season he will be that defensive midfielder. Where does Fred play under Rangnick? Does he play as the DM? Does he have the defensive nous to play under Rangnick as that DM, or will that be Scott McTominay, or will Fred play as that floating 8? Does he have the passing stats to do that? Because I think under Rangnick, people are saying that oh he will be better as a player, but I don't see how he gets into the team as a starting player under Rangnick if Rangnick plays the way that he has always played.
Mhm,
What do you think
mhm.
about this?
না Ragnick if he picks his team tomorrow সেখানে তো ফ্রেড থাকবেই. I mean until or unless I don't know if you guys have listened to his recent press conference, the first one as Man United manager. 30 মিনিটের man. Show a lot of patience. আমি usually 30 মিনিটের একটা প্রেস কনফারেন্স একটা প্রি ম্যাচ ফর আ প্রিমিয়ার লিগ গেম এটা জীবনে পাই নাই, সো ইট ওয়াজ গুড. হি স্পেন্ড 30 minutes. খুব ভালো একটা ইন্টারভিউ ছিল or press conference ছিল. He answered a lot of things including this as well, that he wouldn't be able to change a lot in the team within a couple of weeks or
True.
even few months. So ultimately যেটা হবে, if we pick his team tomorrow or maybe even till February, uh, Fred should be in that team and he should be there ahead of some other midfielders that we have. So ওই Ragnick system follow করার জন্য he is one of the players যা at least ওই enthusiasm টা থাকবে, এনার্জিটা থাকবে to help do that. And as a number 8, one of the two number 8s যদি সে 4-3-3 মোডে যায় বা even if he goes for a diamond, যে একটা narrow diamond হইলো and then
It's
with two
unlikely. It's
forwards.
unlikely. Rangnick has preferred a 4-2-2 or some version of the 4-2-2-2.
4-2-2-2
Yeah,
এই
he
ধরনের,
has
বাট
always
থিং
preferred
ইজ
that
if
because of his
if
pressing
if he
range.
has two number 8s, Fred should be one of the number 8s. I don't think সে
Yeah, he
একটা
should be.
solo DM ওই পজিশনে ফ্রেড থাকবে, but definitely passing has to improve and let's see what happens to his passing under Rangnick. মানে ওইটাই দেখতে আমি interested. If he can only improve this bit of his game, আমার মনে হয় he can drastically improve, especially
True.
up in the pitch আর কি. মানে ওকে পিছে DM হিসেবে খেলানোটা I don't find it useful. He's not physically মানে strong enough to even be there আর কি. এটা একটা problem. He's very mobile, ঠিক আছে, but you need to have a bit of your physique as well to be in that solo DM pivot position. Our মনে হয় Fred would do great as one of the two number 8s who runs forward for Ragnick, but the passing has to definitely improve, as the stats say. মানে 82% is you know
80%
remotely
is
not
not good.
good enough for a team like Man United especially. So ওটা দরকার
Okay,
আছে. But I'm
আমরা
hopeful about
শাহানুর
Fred.
ভাইয়ের কাছে
অনেকে Fred কে slate off করে দেয়. I'm hopeful.
Okay, আমরা শাহানুর ভাইয়ের কাছে আছি and I'm gonna have the big question here. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. আমি last season বলছিলাম and I'm gonna bang this drum until the day I die that he should not have been given a new contract because he's gonna drop off and he has dropped off. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in his last 5 matches for Arsenal, he has not found the net. He has had some horrible misses. That one against Newcastle, and then he missed that that diagonal ball from Ben White. He missed that, and he's playing a bit selfish. I don't know why he's doing that. And what do you think about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang? Where has it gone wrong for Aubameyang?
আচ্ছা, তো আমি যদি মানে একদম শুরুতে আসি, ফার্স্ট অফ অল এবিপি একটু মানে ম্যান ইউনাইটেড আর্সেনালের সাথে জিতছে, ওইটা নিয়ে তো খুব লাফালাফি করলো। ওয়াইল দ্যাটস গুড যে ম্যান ইউনাইটেড ওয়ান, আমার যেটা মনে হয়েছে এই ম্যাচটা দেখে ফার্স্ট অফ অল যে ইউনাইটেড আর ব্যাং অ্যাভারেজ টিম, অ্যান্ড আর্সেনালের যদি প্লেয়ারগুলি মানে বাচ্চা না হয়ে যদি আরেকটু ইফ দে ওয়ার আ বিট মোর ম্যাচিওর, ম্যাচটা আর্সেনাল ইজিলি জিততো। দে গট দ্য গোল ফার্স্ট, অল আর্সেনাল হ্যাড টু ডু। অ্যান্ড অনেকের একটা ধারণা আছে যে আর্সেনাল কে মিকেল আর্টেটা হয়তো বা বলে যে হোল্ড ব্যাক, মানে রেইন ইট ইন, একদমই না। আর্টেটা বলে যে ইউ গো ফরওয়ার্ড, বাট আর্সেনালের প্লেয়ারগুলির মেন্টালিটি এখনো উইক, দে স্টিল কিডস। ওল্ড ট্র্যাফোর্ডে গেছে অনেকে ফর দ্য ফার্স্ট টাইম, এবং ওল্ড ট্র্যাফোর্ডের অ্যাটমসফিয়ার ওয়াজ হস্টাইল। মানে ওই দিন কিন্তু আর্সেনালের প্লেয়ারগুলি নামার সাথে সাথে প্লেয়ারদেরকে বু করতেছিল, দে ওয়ার গেটিং বুড কনস্ট্যান্টলি। ইটস আ ডার্বি, কিন্তু মানে ম্যান ইউনাইটেড আর্সেনাল আর দ্য বিগেস্ট,
It's a big game. It's one of the big games in English football.
হ্যাঁ, সো সেটার জন্য দের ইজ এ ডিফারেন্ট অ্যাটমসফিয়ার ওটার সময়। এন্ড ওই ডার্বি অ্যাটমসফিয়ারের মধ্যে সাম অফ দ্য প্লেয়ার্স মেন্টালি ক্রাম্বলড। আমরা মিস করছিলাম ওই ম্যাচে দ্য লিডারশিপ অফ গ্রানিট শাকা। শাকা যদিও ক্যাপ্টেন না, বাট ও মিডফিল্ডে থাকলে ও অনেক ভুলভাল করে, কার্ড খায়, ইজ আ ভেরি ইমোবাইল প্লেয়ার।
Arsenal, this has been a problem that শাহনুর ভাই নিজেও বলতেছে। যদি শাহনুর ভাইয়ের পোস্ট গুলো ফলো করি আমরা গ্রুপে, তাহলে আমরা দেখি যে আর্সেনালের যে 25 and over players, the ones who should be the leaders, they have been underperforming all season apart from a few.
Well, all of them are basically bang average, basically.
And এটা এখন মানে টু বি ভেরি অনেস্ট এট দিস মোমেন্ট যদি এবিপি বলে, আমি খুব একটা ডিসপিউট করব না যে এট দিস মোমেন্ট মোস্ট অফ দেম আর কিডস, বাট ফর देयर এজ দে আর মাচ বেটার দ্যান ব্যাং এভারেজ। হয়তোবা প্রিমিয়ার লিগের টপ টিমের সাথে আসলে দে উইল স্ট্রাগল, দ্য লাইকস অফ চেলসি, দ্য লাইকস অফ সিটি, দ্য লাইকস অফ
ইউনাইটেড।
কষ্ট হবে ইউনাইটেডের সাথে। আর্সেনাল ওয়েন্ট ফর দ্য উইন
against the match United. Okay, আমি যদি একেবারে impartial বলি, against the in the match against United, Arsenal, they weren't the better team. Arsenal in the first half they played well. In the second half, Arsenal played some football that infuriated me as an Arsenal fan, because we should have gone for the throat, we should have gone for the kill, which we didn't. And this is where Shahnoor bhai's point stands, যে আর্সেনালের ওই লিডারশিপটা নাই, ওই এক্সপেরিয়েন্সটা নাই, যেটা অনেক ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আর যারা ফিফা খেলেন, আপনারা যে খালি 20 বছরের প্লেয়ার গুলা কিনেন, this is where the problem is. Okay, you need experience. You need experience in the team.
You're talking about yourself, aren't you?
No, I don't play FIFA. I don't play FIFA. I play Football Manager. Yes.
So you do that. Football Manager. Dominic Dominic
Szoboszlai. Okay, anyways, off topic.
নিজের নামটা একটা ডিফিকাল্ট জার্মান নাম নিয়ে দিবে আর কি।
হ্যাঁ, so to that
okay.
যে ম্যানচেস্টার ইউনাইটেড এর সাথে আর্সেনাল when we played you guys, আমার কাছে মনে হয় না যে ইউনাইটেডের খুব একটা কোয়ালিটি আছে, they are unbeatable, they outplayed us, একদমই না।
They weren't unbeatable. They were very beatable.
Every time we went for the win, we mentally crumbled একটা না একটা পর্যায়ে, because we took the lead, তারপরে ইউনাইটেড কে আমরা রেসপেক্ট দিয়ে 1-1 হইলো, and then second half it was like আবারও রেসপেক্ট দিয়ে it was 2-1, because nobody was marking of all players Cristiano Ronaldo. Now Su can hamar korle to
okay, we will talk about Su, we will talk about Mr. Su,
and then what happened is that third je goalta hoilo, that is from a mistake Odegaard-এর, and Odegaard সব করে না, হঠাৎ করে ওই ম্যাচে he lost his head, right, the pressure and everything, and keep in mind he's a captain of Norway. ক্যাপ্টেন হওয়া, টিমের ক্যাপ্টেন হওয়া মানেই যে তার লিডারশিপ আছে তা না। গ্রানিট জাকা is not the captain of Arsenal at this moment,
but he is the biggest leader.
He brings a calm into the team যেটা বাকি মিডফিল্ডারদের হেল্প করে, the likes of Thomas Partey. So Partey had a horrible game against Man United this time around, and I think the two players who had the worst games, like Thomas Partey আর একটা হচ্ছে Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So to your point, Aubameyang is he in decline, was the contract wrong and everything, এখন তো দেখে তাই মনে হয়, but ওই সময় না সাইন করা হইতো তখন যেটা হইতো, and you have to understand যে তখন যেটা হইতো আর্সেনালের
the fan base would have turned,
বড় ফ্যান বেসে প্রবলেম হইতো। এমনিতেই ফ্যান বেসটা খুবই নড়বড়ে, একটা ম্যাচ হারলেই কোচকে আউট করে, এটা সেটা অনেক কিছু, এন্ড তার উপরে যেটা হইতো যে প্লেয়ারদের উপর এক্সট্রা প্রেসার পড়তো যে you have to win every single game, and what would have happened most likely, Arteta stayed and Aubameyang went, Arteta would have been gone by this time last year probably, and that would have been bad for Arsenal, because আমরা এখন যেটা দেখতেছি যে Arteta actually does have a process, he actually does have a way that he wants to play football, he actually does have a very good eye for talent, or talent ID is elite.
Talking about his talent ID, Arsenal to heavily linked.
So he wants to build the team from a position, goalkeeper থেকে start করে the defense, আস্তে আস্তে করে মিডফিল্ড ধরবে, and then attack. We're 2 players away from having a very good starting 11 that can compete with the best. Mark my words. Nusayer, you were saying we players were linked with, right?
Yeah, he's one of the players. You said we're 2 players away. I know one of them is a midfielder that Arsenal have not been linked with, but another one that Arsenal have been heavily linked with is Dejan Kulusevski. from Juventus. But I don't think that we need more wide players. He plays
We do.
on the right. Do we?
We do. Yeah,
Okay,
we do.
you'll have to elaborate on that.
হ্যাঁ, we do because Arsenal plays এখন আর্টেটার ফুটবল স্টাইল হচ্ছে জিওগেটে পজিশন, মানে পজিশন বেসড ফুটবল, বাট ইটস আ ভেরি স্পেসিফিক
রে
টাইপ অফ
বাবা
হ্যাঁ। সো
মানুষ বলে আমার pronunciation নাকি what was that? What was that?
so
Once again, we need that once again. We need that once again.
So in Diogo position, what happens is that Arsenal, City, Leeds, what do they have in common? They have lots of wide players. They have lots of attacking mids. They have lots of players who can beat your man. If you want to play Diogo position, you have to. Even Chelsea খানিকটা কিন্তু তাই করে. And look at the number of players that Chelsea have that are wide players, attacking mids. Why do they have so many? Because they can beat their man and they can help create the attack. Chelsea's যে সিস্টেমটা সেটা কিন্তু অনেক wing based, full back based. It's a very they use the two sides of the pitch. They use the width of the pitch to attack. City আরেকটু বেশি well rounded এটা. What Arteta wants to do is City যে টাইপের ফুটবল খেলায় ওই টাইপেরই যাইতে চায়. He definitely
without a striker, without a good striker. Can
City doesn't have a striker either.
Yes, but Arsenal are not City. Arsenal are not City, Shahnoor bhai.
But Arsenal have what it takes to play the brand of football that City play if they have enough quality up top, and that does not necessarily mean a striker. That means having your Bernardo Silva type players, having your Jack Grealish type players, having your Raheem Sterling type players,
Okay, I'm not as an Arsenal fan, I'm not endorsing this point that Shahnoor bhai is trying to make. Okay, because I think Arsenal need a striker. Because
এখন striker যে ওই টাইপেরই হইতে হবে, like Romelu Lukaku, not necessarily.
That's not the point. Yeah, that's not necessarily the point. But
আমি যেরকম before I left, আমি চেলসির খেলাটা দেখতেছিলাম, তো so Romelu Lukaku came in, he impacted the game in absolutely zero because Chelsea just don't play that system. Chelsea play fast passes from side to side, crisscross, right? And they don't play too many crosses either. Chelsea don't need a target man necessarily, to be very honest. West Ham need a target man because they play like very direct, fast.
Okay, about the things that we've had some comments about. For example, committee to push হবে আমার West Ham last goal নিয়ে কথা বলতেছে. Did anybody see the match? Parvez bhai, did you see the match?
Yeah, I've seen the game. West Ham scored.
আমি 2-2 পর্যন্ত দেখছি. I did not see the third goal.
Yeah, Abdullah Sa, talk about the last goal of West Ham. I did not see the last goal of West Ham, but আমি ইনস্টাগ্রামে যে memes দেখছি বুঝতেছি যে Mendy probably effed up.
Messed up.
Yeah, he messed up.
So আমি if you may allow me, আমি ওয়েস্ট হ্যামের ফুটবলকে ডিসক্রাইব করবো, ঠিক আছে? ওয়েস্ট হ্যাম প্লে as best as a non-top team could play, top 4 or top 6 বাদ দিয়ে. Very solid defensive block, very physical, very disciplined, players who win their duels all over the pitch, players who make the right decisions more often than not, players with very few elite skills, but they have elite skills that are proven at a certain level. Like your Antonios, like your Soufals, like your Ben Ramas, then for instance Souček, and then Declan
Jared
Rice.
Bowen.
Very balanced team. So the block alone that West Ham has, it makes it very difficult for any team in the world. They just don't get exploited. So you have to seriously earn the right to break them down. And they also are a very good team on the counter because they've got best of the rest attackers who will always be a danger. So maybe they don't have the elite attackers like Jamie Vardy or Mohamed Salah, but what they do have is counter hit korar moto ekta khub bhalo system. And they have a top center forward in Mikel Antonio, whose ability to hold up the ball and make the right decision single-handedly gives the team a chance to get out of block and execute well-rehearsed counter-attacking moves. So overall, West Ham, এটা হচ্ছে তাদের সিলিং. এই যে টপ 4টা যদি এরকম তারা ধরে, it's not going to be possible. They're not an ambitiously built club. Now, when I talk about
They are ambitious. They are ambitious. I
No,
mean,
they're not
they
ambitious.
are making.
No, they're not
No,
ambitious.
they are.
They're not
They
ambitious
are
people.
making. They are. I
They
mean,
are not
top
playing
4
an
is
ambitious
ambitious for
man.
West Ham.
Acha,
For
nah.
West Ham, top 4 is
No,
ambitious.
No. You're missing my point. When I talk about ambitiously built, I'm talking about Arsenal. Arsenal are an ambitiously built club, which you probably don't realize at this moment, because we are building with players that are going to be some of the top players in not just England, but in all of Europe down the line. The likes of Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, the likes of Ramsdale. এরকম প্লেয়ার কিন্তু it's not like যে Ramsdale
Okay, you've
relegation
heard it here first.
he's having a good season.
Shahnoor
He's a
thinks
23-year-old who
thinks
is going
Ramsdale
to
is
be
gonna
the
be
number
world
1
class.
in England. Huh? Sorry?
Okay, are you saying that Ramsdale is gonna be world class someday?
Hell, of course. Ramsdale is distributed. He's the best English keeper right now, right? He's only 23.
Better than Dean Henderson. Parvez bhai, better than Dean Henderson.
Dean Henderson can't even make it in the কি বলে Manchester United's main team. What do you think?
Okay. Parvez bhai, what are your thoughts on that? Is Ramsdale better than Henderson?
Ramsdale is having ওই যে সৌম্য সরকারের প্রথম 2 সিজনের মতো আর কি, unbeatable, irrepressible, replacing every other opener in the team. But we know he's Shommo Sarkar, and we came to know it after like 4 years or so. So
4 years.
Maybe it's too late, but
we'll take that 4 years. আমার কথা কি যে we got players যাদেরকে দিয়ে you can play a brand of football that is much better than the brand of football West Ham plays.
That is true. That is true. And the thing is, Arsenal team, it is a very young team.
আমাদের প্রজেক্টটা is very ambitious. It's not like যে এই সিজনে এক দুই ম্যাচে we go bang 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 and everything is like, football doesn't work that way. The player মানে they're human beings at the end of the day. They grow with every match. ভুল হবে because they're kids. এই যে ইউনাইটেডের মতন, there will be blips along the road because and mind you, that United match was a blip. That's a one-off. That's not going to happen. We play United 5 times. We're not going to lose most of the occasion. We play them 10 times. We're not going to lose.
Arsenal have been in good form. Arsenal have been in very good form.
It's not about form, Nusayer. It's about the team that we have.
They have improved their style of play as well. They have improved their style of play. Like last season,
if you look into if I go into the tactics ঠিক আছে of Jurgade position, what it is যে তোমার প্রত্যেকটা ক্লাবের, প্রত্যেকটা টিমের, প্রত্যেকটা প্লেয়ারের ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল কোয়ালিটি 1v1 অপোজিশন প্লেয়ারকে বিট করার অ্যাবিলিটি রাখতে হবে, and that Manchester City has, that Chelsea to a certain extent has, that Arsenal also to a certain extent have, because Arsenal, you look at their back 5, ঠিক আছে, প্রত্যেকটা player they can beat their man. You think of Gabriel, you think of Ben White.
Arsenal defense is very good. Arsenal on an individual basis, Arsenal's defense is probably, I would say, top 4 in the Premier League. The defense only. The defense only.
And then you move forward, midfielder you think of a player like Thomas Partey. He can beat his man. He needs a better partner though.
He does.
Even the youngster Albert Sambi Lokonga, taro kintu technical ability is much better compared to someone like a Fred, a 59 million pound player. ঠিক আছে, or 50 million pound, মানে he's as expensive as Thomas Partey probably.
I would say Maitland-Niles is a better midfielder than Fred.
এটা এখন বলে না, I'm not saying Maitland-Niles or XYZ is better than Fred. Fred is having an excellent season. He's a very good midfielder, but technical ability, if you want to play an expansive brand of football, if you want to play a brand of football যেটাতে you can have control on all parts of the pitch, you have to have players that are technically better one-on-one. So the more Karim Adiemis that you find Arsenal getting linked with, be happy, because those are the sort of players that Arteta wants.
I mean, Adeyemi, he is a striker. He is a pure striker that I would love. My point was Dejan Kulusevski. Adeyemi, he's fast. He's fast. He's clinical. He's good.
Another one who is perfect for what Arteta wants. Let's say আজকে Bukayo Saka injured হয়ে গেল. Last match Bukayo Saka came in right late আসছিল. We missed his leadership in attack. Trust me. আমাদের attack we have 3 leaders. One is Bukayo Saka, one is Emil Smith Rowe, and the third one is Martinelli, Gabriel Martinelli. So এই তিনজন হচ্ছে আমাদের অ্যাটাকের লিডার, নট Aubameyang, not Lacazette, trust me. They don't inspire the team. When they score a goal, when Aubameyang or Lacazette score, the entire team doesn't get that bounce, you know. But when
Pepe
those
koi,
players
by the
score-
way, one of your leaders.
Pepe should be sold.
Pepe was a mistake. Pepe was a
Sorry,
big
he couldn't
mistake.
make it. You know,
And
reminds me of previous HPTV shows যখন শাহনুর পুরা শোয়েই টাইম নিয়ে নিত just to explain why Pepe will make the cut.
I
But
have to say,
yeah.
Pepe just doesn't fit the system. Juegoro de posicione, Pepe will not work. Pepe will work in a Ralf Rangnick system, though.
Pepe তো এটা বলতে পারবে না, like Arteta যদি ওকে যা বলে যে we are going to play yoga do possession and then Pepe মাথা চুলকাচ্ছে what are you talking
yoga
about?
do possession.
Bas.
I'll tell you what,
boy.
Pepe will also work in a very good counter-attacking team. Man United, West Ham, he'd be killing it in West Ham, man.
Pepe
I don't want to see him in West Ham.
I mean, West Ham Pepe would be good, to be honest. West Ham Pepe would be good. Just because
West Ham, শোনো, ডেভিড ময়েস মানে এরকম দেখতে বলে মনে করো না যে এতই বোকা যে he'll buy Pepe for like so much money. Pepe যদি তোমরা 10 মিলিয়ন দিয়ে দাও তাহলে নিতে পারে।
Pepe is not a 70 million player. Pepe is a 30 million.
10 million player. মানে who can't even make it in the Arsenal team.
Arsenal team জায়গা পায়। Is magnificent. This is the comment of the season. Okay, no.
I have to say that there was another comment যেটা I think রাহুলেরই ছিল, and I wanted to you know যে someone hold Shahnoor ভাই তোমার ফুটবল শোতে মাইক পাগল হয়ে গেছে so long, and
এটা আমি আর পারভেজ ভাই দেখতেছিলাম, আমি জাস্ট খেয়াল করতেছিলাম পারভেজ ভাই দেখছে কিনা, তারপরে চড়াই দিচ্ছি।
I have to say this about Ramsdale. ভাই যত যাই বলো না কেন, আজকে মেন্ডি যে ব্লান্ডার গুলি করছে না, এসব Ramsdale করে না। And if you go by the stats, if you go by Rahul's favorite Who Scored website, Ramsdale is the best rated keeper in Europe. Best rated keeper in Europe.
Okay. Enough talk about Ramsdale. We're going to talk about Aubameyang. We're going to talk about Aubameyang.
This jinx করে দিছে একদম. Just watch him from the next few games.
Okay, no, we're going to talk about Aubameyang.
What I will say about Auba is that he's the sort of player যে যখন ও গোল স্কোরিং ফর্মে থাকে না, ও যখন গোল স্কোরিং মোডে থাকে না, there is not much he offers, কারণ ওর মানে অলরাউন্ড গেম নাই। He's not a Karim Benzema, he's not a Robert Lewandowski, he's not a Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't offer much either when he doesn't score goals, so ABP knows about it.
Okay, we're going to talk about Ronaldo. Just to finish on this Aubameyang conundrum. I think
the decision was right back then, but right now attacker dorka. He's 32.
Yeah, that is the question. What is that? Who is that attacker that you think Arsenal should go for, apart from Dejan Kulusevski?
Kulusevski is not going to be a center forward. He's going to be
he's not. Yes, that is
right
who is the center forward that you think Arsenal should go for?
So Kulusevski ke niye boli age. Kulusevski is going to be like a Saka replacement je ashe Sakaর সাথে change করে swap করে, because we're going to need more attackers like that, more tricky wingers, more tricky attackers. আমার ideal choice ছিল হচ্ছে Tammy Abraham for the center forward position. I think Tammy has that confidence, that ability on the ball. He can beat his man. He needs to work on his goal scoring though. And Tammy jodi na hoy, there is a guy called Jonathan David, a Canadian striker, plays for Lille.
Jonathan Davids. Yes.
Yeah, Jonathan David would be fantastic.
Jonathan David and Watford একটা player আছে, Emmanuel Dennis. No, listen to me.
Dennis wouldn't cut it.
Dennis, he has 6 goals and 6 assists in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And Watford are one of the worst teams.
No, Watford are one of the worst teams defensively. Watford have plenty of firepower attackingly, and that's what Man United found out when they faced Watford.
Especially after Ranieri came in, the transformation tried to vivid. They want to attack.
Watford,
they're 2 down against City, but they're creating opportunities like every 5-10 minutes. So yeah.
No, Watford, they've scored 19 goals and conceded 26. The defense will always be an issue for anybody who's come up from the championship. The defense will always be an issue unless you're Leeds United last season. But about the
I
attack,
mean,
but how
obviously,
much is
Dennis looks more like a player who comes in from the wing, মানে ও হচ্ছে লাইন লিড করার মতো একদম সেন্ট্রালি প্লেস একটা ওরকম প্লেয়ার না,
yeah,
মানে he looks like more of a forward with a modern day forward
yeah.
kind of, যে হচ্ছে যে
And
on all
I'll tell
ends
you this.
খেলতে
yes,
পারবে
but he
on
does
the wings
offer off the ball
centrally.
stuff. He does offer off the ball
He's
stuff.
tricky. শাহনুর
He's
যদি ওই
tricky,
যে
and
ম্যান বিটিং পেসি কাউকে চায়
Yeah.
who's not necessarily just a winger, সে মাঝখানেও খেলতে
Yeah.
পারবে, so Dennis ওই সেন্সে he maybe fits the bill, মানে
Trust me, ABP,
a pacey guy, একটু
I'm
dribbling
not
skills
worried
আছে.
about I'm not worried about the attacker we get because I have full faith যে Arteta মানে for the style of football that he wants Arsenal to play, the more tricky, pacey winger type players we get, the better. কারণ চেলসিতে এটা ভরপুর, লিভারপুলেও কিন্তু they don't have a center forward. The attacker, although Liverpool play a different brand of football, a different style of football.
Liverpool do play a different brand of
This
football.
idea যে একটা সেন্ট্রাল ফোকাল পয়েন্ট টিমে থাকতে হবে, ওইখান থেকে অ্যাটাক হইতে হবে, is gone. And you're seeing that this season as well. ওভার থেকে বেশি গোল কার? Emil Smith Rowe. Where does Smith Rowe play?
Yes,
So
but Arsenal they do focus on the wings, and Smith Rowe he
it's
comes
not
in from
any
the left.
focus. It's not any focus. It is absolutely যেখান থেকে অপরচুনিটি আসে, যেই পজিশন থেকে অপরচুনিটি আসে, it can be from the flanks, it can be through
Arsenal
the
they
middle.
do tend to overload their flanks, don't they? With their very good fullbacks. Their fullbacks
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, Arsenal do.
Tomiyasu,
That's a
Tierney.
very important part of Diogo Day position because it's about utilizing those spaces right in the pitch. So
Every time Shahnoor bhai says Yogo the possession, I'm gonna have a laugh. কারণ আমাকে জোস লাগে এই জিনিসটা।
it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I was reading up on it a few months ago, and because people were saying Arteta playing style, and everybody's like Arteta কোনো playing style নাই, একদম seasonal shoot. I remember যে এত বছর ধরে আসলে ওর কোনো playing style নাই. What does he want to do? And then
I mean, last season he didn't have a playing style. Okay, this is gonna be the Arsenal fan in me.
Because he didn't have his players. He didn't have his players.
But still, the football Arteta played last season was very depressing.
Yeah, but you have depressing players in the team. Holding, Chambers.
They are still there.
What do you expect from them?
What
do you expect from? What do you expect from those players?
That is also true.
Kolasinac, Mustafi was there last season.
Okay, talking about poor players, okay, we're gonna come to Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, and this is gonna be my question to Parvez bhai. Under Ralf Rangnick, আমরা অনেকগুলা memes and stuff দেখতেছি যে আগে দেখতেছিলাম যে he is not gonna press under Rangnick. আমি নিজেও বলছি, but Rangnick he came in কালকে একটা প্রেস কনফারেন্স ছিল, পারভেজ ভাই বলল যে he praised Ronaldo a lot. He said that the physique and the fitness that Ronaldo has had at his age is unmatched. Rangnick has not seen that before, and that is true. That is 100% true. And I've got some of Ronaldo's stats here with me, and from FBref. So Ronaldo, his defensive pressures that I'm going to look at primarily, because Rangnick, he wants one of his attackers to press. So we've seen that at RB Leipzig, যেখানে Werner, he was the fast player. He was the player who scored the goals. But Yusuf Poulsen, he used to press the player. He was the pressing forward. But এখানে if Cavani and Ronaldo play up top, do you think that Cavani will do that pressing stuff and Ronaldo he will be given that privilege to just be box to box, or the fox in the box that he currently plays as, because he is elite at it, because he's still an elite goal scorer? He's got 0.63 non-penalty goals per 90. That is in the top 92% of players. The non-penalty XG goals of him is 0.59. That is in the top 93%. Shots per 90 is 4.56. That is in the top 98%. And his shot creating actions is 3.42. That is in the top 89%. So he's still an elite attacker. But do you think he will be given that privilege if he plays with someone else, like a Cavani? Parvez bhai.
এখন রাগনিক আসার পর, রাগনিক আসার পরে I'm not sure what starting lineup he's going to land up with, but of course, Cristiano Ronaldo is an elite attacker, and you can't keep someone like him if he's fit out of the team at any cost. So I don't think even Rangnick would be thinking যে রোনাল্ডোকে না রেখে মানে আপাতত for this 6.5 months that he has as interim manager, I'm pretty much sure he will keep Ronaldo as very important part of his plan. And one of the good things about Rangnick's press conference যেটা ছিল, he actually said that when you get into a team, you can't just say this is my style, this is how I want to play, and just go about it. So the thing is, you need the buy-in of the players, you need the assessment of the players, and you need to understand what you have. So the adaptation has to be from the manager's end. How is he going to adapt his style to fit the current crop of players that he has at his disposal? So ওই ব্যাপারগুলো কিন্তু সে একদম ক্লিয়ারলি বলে দিছে. So he will have that assessment done. এখন রোনাল্ডো প্রেস করতে পারে কি পারে না, according to stats it says it's kind of misleading when we say he doesn't do it. এখন এই বয়সে এসে if he has an understanding of how he wants to play the game, or he has the understanding of the game, he's a very wily guy, right? So his main aim is to score the goals, and he will do that at any cost. So ওইটা করার জন্য if he's saving up his energy, হ্যাঁ, it maybe disrupts if you want that pressing to begin from the top, and the striker has to do that job. So ওইখানে আমার মনে হয় রোনাল্ডো is too good of a player to be left out just based on that. ও যদি এখন চিন্তাও করে যে he'll not use a lot of his energy, and he'll just hang around and wait for his opportunity, the others have to cover up for him. And I think Rangnick will go for that modality ওইভাবে করে হলেও যে আচ্ছা মানে if this is not what works with him, it can be done differently. But last দুটা ম্যাচে we saw a different kind of Ronaldo. I actually saw him a lot within even in the United
He
defense,
has been pressing.
tracking back a lot. He has been pressing, right? So ও
He has been
কিন্তু
pressing.
unofficially মানে maybe definitely he's a social media guy as well, so he understands. He's seen all this talk about যে ও পারবে কিনা রানিকের সিস্টেমে, হোয়াট ইজ দিস সিস্টেম, মানে ও একটু আনঅফিশিয়ালি দেখাই দিল, একটা অডিশন দিল আর কি, যে দেখো I'm 36 but মানে I'm not here to kid around, I'm Cristiano Ronaldo. So ও চাইলেই পারবে. That the thing is, nothing is impossible with him. So we haven't maybe seen him do this before, but we will see him do a lot of things which we haven't seen. মানে he does those things, he tends to do these things. So ও এটাকে চ্যালেঞ্জ হিসেবে নিলে you might not know what's gonna come, what he's gonna come up with.
I've got a few questions for you. Ralf Rangnick to আসছে, but মানে so far the season that Ronaldo has had, Ronaldo's impact-টা, have you felt a positive impact in Man United? Because the league position suggests otherwise.
Definitely league position তো otherwise করবেই because if you look at how United played, I mean there were a few games যেখানে United actually score করতে পারে নাই, they ended up scoring নিয়ে কিন্তু ইস্যু হয় নাই, অ্যাটাক করতে যখন গেছে মানে the conversion rate is pretty good actually if you look at it from that perspective, যে কয়টা অ্যাটাক করতে গেছে compared to that a lot of goals were actually scored. The main problem was we weren't having a lot of organized attacks in the attacking form. Our main issue was not actually over there. Our main issue was on the other side of the pitch. And Rangnick or press conference বলতেছিল যে the Arsenal United game was very entertaining for the neutral or for the fans. You want this kind of a game where you actually don't know where the match is going till the last minute. But as a manager, it was like a shock for him. He says he never wants to have this kind of a match ever in the future. He wants to have control of the game. So that's the thing. I mean, both teams don't have control of the game, and it's going to the 90th minute. A football চাই না. So what he needs is control. What he wants, expects is control. So ওই জায়গাটা এসে if your defense is leaking 2 goals per match on an average, and you're Man United, definitely the problem is that's the main problem that has to be focused on. So ওই জায়গাটায় আমাদের solidity থাকলে even last season the same crop of players বাড়ানো তো ছিলও না, মানে they were at least much better than what they're doing this season in terms of defensive performances. So ওই জায়গায় কিন্তু we're back. League position আমরা এত নিচে থাকতামই না. All our defeats came because of a lot contributed by errors in the defense. What can Ronaldo do about it, for instance?
এই সিজনে ABP এই সিজনে if I'm very honest, United এর কিন্তু like you said control in games নাই. For a manager like Arteta, that is so essential. If you follow his games against the other teams, let's say Newcastle, let's say Watford, let's say Leicester, let's say Burnley, যে ম্যাচগুলো আর্সেনাল জিতছে, what has been one constant? They have had control of the match for major periods of the time. Even against United, if you think about it, we had control of the match, and we would have had control of the match if we didn't mentally crumble. শুরুর দিকে, think about the attacks that we made, right? Second half as well, as soon as we conceded the second goal, we immediately came back with another goal, and we had control, and we were going for the third before a mistake. Control of the, and it must infuriate a guy like Arteta, who has meticulously tried to devise a system for his players and this team to work in a particular way. It must be infuriating for him to see when his team doesn't follow his instructions because of their age. এটা অনেকে মনে করতেছি কি হ্যাঁ আর্টেটা what is he doing, Arsenal what are they doing, it's a tough job. And
It is.
ইউনাইটেডে ইউ ক্যান সি ইট ক্লিয়ারলি, ইউনাইটেড কিন্তু রিবিল্ড পার করে ফেলছে, রিবিল্ডের আর টাইম নাই। এই বছরটা ছিল দ্য ইয়ার ওয়ে ইউনাইটেড স্ট্রাক, ইউনাইটেড
এটা যে probably Monday Night Football কোথায় probably Jamie Carragher and somebody had a discussion যে why United bought Cristiano Ronaldo. He's there to win trophies, he's not there to be a rebuild player. Parvez bhai, and I have another question to add to that. Rangnick, he wants his fullbacks to be attacking, and we know that. And Diego Dalot, he will probably get the nod over Aaron Wan-Bissaka just because Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a headless chicken in attack. So, what do you think about that? Were you happy with Dalot's performance in that Arsenal match? And do you think he can hold up his stuff?
Well, I'm not sure about the second part, whether he can hold up his stuff. I'm not sure. I mean, he's been here for 3 seasons already. Ek season to lone AC Milan katailo. But the thing is about Diogo Dalot, going forward, he looks fine. I mean, he can hug the wing. He can put in a good cross. He's an early crosser of the ball. He can even play on either sides of the fullback positions. We've seen him doing that AC Milan thakar time. Left back or khelse, right back or khelse, depending on where you need him. So when he goes up, he is good. He can beat a man maybe, or ambition tower. So Wan-Bissaka is a good dribbler as well. I mean, if he wants, he can actually beat one guy. But the problem is when he wants to release a pass or his decision making over there. সে ওখানে যাওয়ার পরে কি করবে? Does he do a back pass? Does he do a cross? Where he moves in? আর কি ওর positioningটা offensively খুবই বাজে. So comparatively, I would say every player will have a clean slate. আমার মনে হয় Wan-Bissaka will have a chance to show what he's good at. Dalot will have a chance to show what he's good at. So Dalot major একটা problem হচ্ছে once you beat him, the wing is entirely empty. Arsenal's সাথে ম্যাচে you recall a lot of situations যেখানে Dalot tried to move forward. Once he lost the ball, acres of space for Tavares, acres of space for Emil Smith Rowe, and he's not even tracking back. তখন McTominay দৌড়ে আসতেছে to cover up his space. So Dalot plays more like a winger. Dalot হচ্ছে খেলে উইঙ্গার না, both sides ঠিক আছে, but Telles was actually trying to not be forward.
We're welcoming Ankur bhai to the stream. Ankur bhai,
Dalot was being the more of the aggressor ওই জায়গায়. Ankur, hello. আমরা রোনাল্ডোকে নিয়ে কথা বলছি, তোমার ফেভারিট প্লেয়ার, তোমার বেস্ট ফেভারিট প্লেয়ার রোনাল্ডো নিয়ে।
আরে ভাই রোনাল্ডো বাদ দেন, বাংলাদেশে বার্সেলোনা ফ্যান খুঁজতাছি মিয়া, পাই না মিয়া। ওদের খারাপ সময় পাশে দাঁড়াতে যাইছিলাম, একটা ফ্যানও পাই না মিয়া, সব প্যারিসে গেছে।
এই যে না ঠিক আছে, তো তুমি
বার্সেলোনা লস
অ্যাজ এ ইউনাইটেড ফ্যান, আমি আর্সেনাল হারার পরে আমি শানুরের পাশে দাঁড়াইছি। বেটিসের কাছে হারছে না, আরে
বাট আই ক্যান সি ইউ, তোমাদের নিচে থেকে উপর থেকে নিচে দেখছি যে তোমরা 7 নম্বরে এখনো।
হ্যাঁ
আমি এইসব বাদ দেন মিয়া, এটাই কথা বলো আমি মিয়া, এই কথা বলো আমি আমার ড্যাড বলবো যে আমারে বলবো যে রিমোট কই, আমি বললাম যে এটা রিয়াল মাদ্রিদ, বলবো রিয়াল মাদ্রিদ আমি টেবিলের উপরে।
না, রিয়াল মাদ্রিদের কোনো সমস্যা নাই, বাট অঙ্কুর ভাইয়ের ফেভারিট প্লেয়ার লুকা মদ্রিচ, আমরা যদি ব্যালন ড'র ভোটিংস এ যাই, হি গট 0 votes along with Cesar Azpilicueta.
আরে ভাই এই ব্যালন ড'র ভোটিংটাই তো ভুয়া রে ভাই, এই ব্যালন ডি'র ভোট কারা দেয়?
লুকা আমি শেষ করি he got less votes than Gerard Moreno, okay, he got less votes than Simon Kjaer.
তাইলে বুঝো ভাই কি লেভেলের ফ্রড গুলা ভোট দেয়, ঠিক আছে? এই যে ঢাকা ট্রিবিউনের এক ফ্রড ভোট দিছে, ওই শালায় ভোট দিছে জর্জিনোরে, ঠিক আছে? তাইলে বুদ্ধি নাকি?
He got less votes than Jorginho, okay, he got less votes than Jorginho. লুকা মদ্রিচের ব্যাপারে অঙ্কুর ভাই আপনার মানে এটা যাচ্ছিলাম আমরা, মানে এটার কি বলবো, আমি অপিনিয়নটা চাচ্ছিলাম যে হাউ ইজ হি ডুইং। আমি ওর স্ট্যাটস দেখছি, হিজ স্ট্যাটস আর গুড, হি ইজ আ গুড প্লেয়ার, হি ইজ স্টিল আ ম্যাগনিফিসেন্ট প্লেয়ার।
লুকা মডরিচ ইজ দ্য গ্রেটেস্ট মিডফিল্ডার এভার টু প্লে দিস বিউটিফুল গেম, ঠিক আছে? লাস্ট 3টা ডিকেড থেকে পারফর্ম করে আসতেছে, ঠিক আছে? এমন লনজেভিটি, ঠিক আছে, এমন কনসিস্টেন্সি তুমি অন্য কোনো মিডফিল্ডে দেখবা না, ঠিক আছে?
এমন হট টেক যে আমার মানে ঘাম ছুড়ে গেছে।
হ্যাঁ, তোমাদের ওয়েঙ্গার মডরিচ চাইছিল, পরে আবার লাস্টে গিয়ে রিজেক্ট করছে মডরিচ রে, ঠিক আছে? এখন দেখো না ওয়েঙ্গারের কি অবস্থা, লাস্টে গিয়ে জানি কোন একটা মিডফিল্ডার কিনছিল, কোশিয়েলনি না গান্না কোশিয়েলনি না, আরে এখন ভিয়ারিয়াল এখানে মিডফিল্ডার আমরা জানি কি ভিয়ারিয়াল এখানে মিডফিল্ডার কোকেইলিন না কি জানি
কোকেলান
হ্যাঁ কোকেইলান এই বলদ রে কিনছিল লোকা মডরিচ না কিনা, ঠিক আছে? তো ওইটাই আসলে না, মানে যে কথা মূলত বলতে আসছিলাম, তোমরা একটু আগে বলতাছিলে না ফুটবলের টেকনিক্যাল পার্সপেক্টিভের কথা, তো রিয়াল মাদ্রিদের মিডফিল্ড কিন্তু এখনো সাস্টেইন করতেছে যে ক্রুস মডরিচ দুইজনই টেকনিক্যাল আর ক্যাসিমেরো একটু ফিজিক্যাল, এই দুইটার যে একটা মিশ্রণ আছে, এই কারণে কিন্তু রিয়াল মাদ্রিদ মিডফিল্ডটা একটু সাস্টেইন করতেছে।
না আমরা যদি লা লিগার কথা বলি, লা লিগা তো এখন রিয়াল মাদ্রিদের মেইন যারা কত রাইভালস ফর দিস টাইটেল রেস আর সেভিয়া এন্ড রিয়াল সোসিয়েদাদ, বার্সেলোনা দে নো এন্ড অ্যাটলেটিকো মাদ্রিদ। এই তিনটা টিম, এই চারটা টিম probably they are fighting for the title, and at the end of the season probably the two Madrid teams are going to be there. I don't really expect Sociedad or Sevilla to be up there. Sevilla probably drop off করবে, ওরা জাস্ট যে 37th game week পর্যন্ত ওরা 4th হবে, 38th game week they will go into 5th places, ইউরোপা লিগে আবার যাবে, and they'll be like oh no আমরা ইউরোপা লিগে চলে গেছি, let's just win it again. এটা probably Sevilla club culture, just win the Europa League, we don't care about anything else, just win the Europa League. আর আমরা যদি কারিম বেনজেমার ব্যাপারে আসি, he has been holding up Real Madrid. Karim Benzema and Vinicius Junior, Benzema has 13 goals in the La Liga, that is more than anybody else, and the second top scorer is Vinicius Junior, and Benzema, he was 4th in the Ballon d'Or votings with 239 points, sandwiched between Jorginho at 3rd and N'Golo Kante at 5th. But my question to you, Ankur bhai, is was he the better player over Mohamed Salah? Question to everybody as well. Was Benzema the better player over Mohamed Salah? Because personally, I don't think he was. But that just could be my hate for French people.
না এই জায়গায় আসলে
any French people watching, okay, no offense, but I mean your football players,
আমার কাছে বেনজেমা বেটার, কারণ ফার্স্ট অফ অল একটা বায়াসনেস থাইকাই যায়, যেটা সত্য কথা, কারণ আমার ক্লাবের প্লেয়ার। আর আরেকটা ব্যাপার হচ্ছে লাস্ট 2 সিজনে যখন ভিনিসিয়াস আর রড্রিগোর মতো একটা ফ্রন্ট লাইন বেনজেমা টাইনা নিতেছে, সালার পাশে কিন্তু ভালো প্লেয়ার আছে লাইক ডিয়েগো জটা, ঠিক আছে, তারপরে সাদিও মানে, তুমি দেখো ফিরমিনোর মতো প্লেয়ার আছে। বাট আমাগো এই ভিনিসিয়াস আর রড্রিগো লাস্ট সিজনে যে একটা অবস্থা ছিল, ফ্রন্ট লাইনে কিন্তু আমাদের মারিয়ানো ডিয়াজ নিয়েও খেলতেছে একটা টাইমে, তো এই ফ্রন্ট লাইনটারে একটা টাইনা নিয়ে ইউসিএল সেমিফাইনাল পর্যন্ত যাওয়া অনেক বড় বিষয় ছিল। আর এই লেভেলের কনসিস্টেন্সি এগিয়ে থাকবে। বাট আমি তো কথা বলতেছি, নেট কি কথা কিছু শোনা যায় না?
না এখন ঠিক আছে।
তো ওইটাই বলতেছিলাম যে আমার কাছে বেনজেমা একটু আগায় থাকবে, বাট মানে সালার কথাও না বললে নয়, মানে সালা যদি বর্তমানে আমার কোনো উইঙ্গারের কথা বলা হয়, সালা হয়তো বা বেস্ট উইঙ্গার থাকবে, যদি সেরা ফরওয়ার্ডের কথা বলা হয় সেন্টার ফরওয়ার্ড, তাইলে এটা সেরা সেন্টার ফরওয়ার্ড করিম বেনজেমা। টপ দুইজনের একজন বেনজেমার সালাই, থার্ডে হয়তো লেভানডস্কি থাকবে।
ওকে, আমরা এইমাত্র দেখলাম how much biasness can blind you, because অঙ্কুর ভাই এইমাত্র যেটা বললো, যে লেভানডস্কি is the third best,
আচ্ছা রাহুল ভাই আপনার কি
wait. No. Let's finish that. Lewandowski is the third best. Okay.
এই সিজন শুরু হওয়া পর্যন্ত এই যে 2021 শুরু হলো 2021 to 2022 এই সিজনে লাস্ট ইয়ারে লেভানডস্কি আর মেসি ছিল
as a pure scorer then it's Salah or Leva, but as a overall footballer it's between
footballer it's
Benzema.
Let's get the commenters.
Come on. Okay. I'm not gonna get into
As a pure scorer, I think Leva is the best in the world, as a pure goal scorer.
Yeah,
but I think he scored again in the third classicer. Okay, third classicer jodi amra jai, it is 2-2, Dortmund 2, Bayern Munich 2. Erling Haaland scored at the 48th minute. Kingsley Coman scored in the 44th. So it's still up for grabs.
And also, let's get the commenters jara amaderke dekhtese to vote or to comment basically. Let's get our viewers to comment basically. Who do they think is better, Salah or Benzema? So comment below. Amader sathe Hospital FC.
Lewandowski is clear. Okay, Lewandowski is clear.
আমাদের সাথে হসপিটাল এফসি জয়েন করছি বেসিক্যালি
it's no more hospital FC anymore. It's no more hospital FC anymore.
We have 8 injuries and it's my fear was January our season will completely derail and it's happening. The injuries are playing.
Best part is Rahul just comes in and I start to feel like it's a Mourinho press conference. But like the 8 injuries.
8 injuries. No, it matters. Like Liverpool last season went into a top 4 race because of injuries. I'm telling you, if our medical team doesn't figure this out, এরকম যদি বড় পড়তে থাকে
রাহুল ভাই I can feel you. এই যে লাস্ট সিজনে যখন ইনজুরি নিয়ে কথা বলতাম না অনেকে খোঁড়া দিত ভাই যার টিমের সাথে হয় না হ্যাঁ বুঝতে পারে যে কেমন লাগে ঠিক আছে লাস্ট সিজনে 63টা ইনজুরি নিয়ে খেলছি
চিলওয়েলের বদলে আসতেছে হচ্ছে পাবলো এসকোবার দৌড়ায় নাকি হাটে আমি কখন বুঝতে পারি না ওর খেলা দেখে তারপরে আমরা জর্জিনোকে টাউনে টানা 5-6টা ম্যাচ খেলাচ্ছি ওর রেস্ট লাগবে ও ফেটিগ মেন্টালি ফেটিগ কোভাচিচ নাই
জর্জিনোর সাথে কি আপনারা কন্ট্রাক্ট রিনিউ করবেন
আরে আমি বলে নি এখন ভাবতেছি না ভাই আমি জাস্ট এই সিজন নিয়ে ভাবতেছি এই সিজনে আমাদের কি অবস্থা হবে জানুয়ারি আমাদেরকে পুরো শেষ করে ডিসেম্বর আমাদেরকে শেষ করে দিতে পারে কারণ মাত্র একটা না দুটা গেম হইলো আরো 6-7টা গেম বাকি and আমাদের স্কোয়াড ইজ ভেরি ডিপ্লিটেড আর আমাদের
রাহুল ভাই I have a question for you এই যে আমরা দুটা হিডেনলি দেখছি Ballon d'Or voting and this is the biggest one of them all. Jorginho was voted as the third best player in the world. What do you think about that? Above Conte.
No. Who overall in the whole season, last season, had a better season in midfield, center midfield than Jorginho? In every
Conte.
No, Conte only played like 6 games. Conte has missed 27
but that doesn't mean he was the best. He was the third best player in the world.
Conte had Tuchel said 53 games Tuchel 27 game ta Conte miss korche because of injuries. He can't stay fit. Jorginho has been the constant. He is like we are relying too much on Jorginho now and it's okay to affect korteche. Mistakes are creeping into his game.
Mistakes were always there. Shahnoor bhai probably othoba ami probably kothata bolcham I don't know othoba both of us said that he's basically Granit Xhaka but better. That is Jorginho. That is what Jorginho is.
Miles better.
No, not miles better. Just a little bit. 1 kilometer better.
You're talking about
Dhaka to Borishal jete je distance ta lage totokhani
you're talking about a Champions League and a Euro winner and someone that the Italians love. He's a different.
They're not going to qualify for the World Cup. No.
They all they have to do is win 2 games and one
of them against Portugal. So one of them is going to be against Portugal.
Portugal don't play like a team. They play individualistic. And I don't think they'll beat Italy.
They'll shithouse their way to the World Cup. It's CR7. It's Big Ron. He will shithouse his way to the World Cup.
Jorginho কিন্তু ভালো penalty নেয়. Like he scored one.
Euros miss করছে না. Euros probably miss করছে. Europe finally he had one job. Jorginho pura personality. He penalty taking and he missed that.
Jorginho is very crucial to what we are. You are clearly a Jorginho hater. Don't worry, Granit Xhaka will never reach his not in my life, not in my son's life. I mean, Thomas Partey is not on Jorginho's level. Let's get that out of the way. Thomas Partey is not on Kovacic or any one of them's level.
They're different players.
They're very different players. No, my point is
we are overplaying. That's not my point. Is whether you rate Jorginho or not, he's one of our best players.
Just add করি যে if you put instead of Granit Xhaka, if you put Kante and Jorginho along with Partey would do way better than Kovacic. Just saying.
No, he wouldn't. I disagree.
Yes, he would.
No, not better than Kovacic. I think Kovacic is a better. I think Kovacic is the best player in that midfield. I think Kovacic is the best player in that mid. I think Kovacic and Kante. I forgot about
Kovacic and Kante are two best midfielders. Jorginho is the most reliable because he doesn't get injured and he's very safe. He doesn't. He keeps.
একটা ব্যাপার হচ্ছে কান্তে আর জর্জিনোর ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে কান্তের জন্য জর্জিনো ভালো খেলে, জর্জিনোর জন্য কান্তে ভালো খেলে। জর্জিনো কিন্তু কান্তের একটা অ্যাডভান্স রেল দিয়েছে। এই অ্যাডভান্স রেলটা দেওয়ার কারণে কিন্তু জর্জিনোর ওই টাইপ প্রেস আসে না। কান্তে এটা টুকেল কইরা ইন্টারসেপশন কইরা বল উইন করে ফেলে, যার কারণে জর্জিনো প্রেস খায় না। আর জর্জিনো ওই ডেড বলগুলো দিতে পারে। জর্জিনো ওই ডেলিভারি করে দিতে পারে।
আর জর্জিনোর জন্য কিন্তু ভারাতি অনেক ভালো গেছে ইউরোতে। And Jorginho was the best player, for Italy after Donnarumma, Europe.
So, I mean, I wouldn't say he was. I mean, I would say their fullbacks and Donnarumma, he was.
Spinazzola was good, but like
Spinazzola was good, but he got injured. He got injured. No, I'm not saying Jorginho wasn't the good.
I'm not taking this Jorginho stance because literally there's only 2 or 3 players in world football who can do what Jorginho can do. Fabinho,
and one of them is Granit Xhaka. That is the problem.
Oh, please don't do this. Don't insult your own football intelligence. Granit Xhaka is not. Oh my, Granit Xhaka নাম কেমনে আসতেছে? There's Fabinho, there's Rodri, Busquets এখন অনেক বুড়া হয়ে গেছে, এইজন্য আগের মতো করতে পারতেছে না। And এর বাইরে কে আছে? Kimmich is the best of them all in terms of doing what he does.
Kimmich is the best all-rounder midfielder. Kimmich is the best all-rounder.
ওটা করতে পারে, ও বক্স টু বক্স করতে পারে, সব পারে। But Jorginho, we are relying too much because we need Kovacic back, we need Kante back. We are also playing Loftus-Cheek a lot, who's also very injury prone. So I'm just afraid Oro hamstring na kokhon ki chole jay next কয়েকটা ম্যাচের মধ্যে. We are having too many injuries, and this is a problem. Like Tuchel has not faced this
because of Tuchel's coaching style. Is it too intense, or is it?
No. It's nothing to do. It's our medical team. Like আমাদের injuries হইতে আছে 2-3 বছর ধরে. I don't know what's happening there. Like we are getting a lot of injuries.
Ever since you guys sacked Eva, otar por theke na.
Exactly. Ever since 2016. No, it's not a lie. If you look at Sarri season, if you look at Lampard season, I think overall match day squad moddhe we've only had like 3 or 4 match days in 4 years here. We've had a fully fit squad. We are always having to rotate and you people Michael Owen and them were showing that stat of Chelsea used the most players. The reason Tuchel used the most players is because players are injured. He doesn't have an option. Rotate korte hocche. So that's a big problem. And আমি জানতাম this will catch up. Last season Real Madrid যেমন একটু জন্য লিগ হারাইছিল injuries. And these injuries ওই 1-2 পয়েন্টে লিগ ছয় দেয়. It's too
Okay, I've got some of
এডি তো শাহনুর ভাইরে বলে লাভ নাই তো। শাহনুর ভাইরে আমি বুঝাইছি আগের শুনে কই না ইনজুরি নিয়ে তোমরা অনেক এক্সকিউজ দিছো। আরে ভাই যখন 63টা ইনজুরি হইবো না,
if anything injury নিয়ে Arsenal know all too well injury জন্য
we do. Okay, I've got some of Jorginho's stats here.
It's not a second before we get to Jorginho. Okay. It's not just injuries. I've already said maturity is a big thing where Liverpool and City are more mature and they have more players who have been there before and done it. That is a big thing.
আমি সেম জিনিসটাই I completely wholeheartedly 1000% agree with you. আমি সেম জিনিসটাই আমাদের আর্সেনাল ফ্যানদের বুঝাইতে পারি না যে প্লেয়ারদের ম্যাচুরিটি না আসলে no matter how good your coach is, no matter what he's trying to implement, ওইটা সবাই নিতে পারবেন even if they have the technical ability. ম্যাচুরিটি তো নাই, ম্যাচুরিটি আসতে হবে।
No, but এটাও বুঝতে হবে the injuries haven't helped because when you have 6 or 7 senior players, then the young players can go along. তো হঠাৎ করে যখন তোমার দেখা যাচ্ছে 6-7টা স্কোয়াড প্লেয়ার, অনেকগুলো ইয়াং প্লেয়ার, then it becomes like oh no, স্কোয়াড স্ট্রেসড হয়ে যাচ্ছে because you don't have those I guess you don't have that experience to win these kind of games. I mean, we were completely in control of the game. This game, Man United game, and we lost those. We drew the Man United game, we lost this game. It's a maturity. It's a lack of maturity. And
ভাই আমি একটা জিনিস খেয়াল করলাম, চেলসি কিন্তু এমন না যে খুব সুন্দর ফুটবল খেলায়, বাট চেলসি না আজকে হয়তো বা উইন পায় না, বাট এত সুন্দর ফুটবল খেলে না কিন্তু ভাই কেমনে জানি ভাই গোল টোল পাওয়া যায় আর ডিফেন্সিভলি খুবই সলিড।
পেপ গার্দিওলা যে টাইপের ফুটবল খেলায়, with a bit more caution.
হ্যাঁ ওই আর কি ইটস অল অ্যাবাউট কন্ট্রোল আমরা গেমগুলো কন্ট্রোল করি ইফ ইউ কন্ট্রোল দ্য গেম এন্ড ইউ ডোন্ট মেক ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল মিস্টেকস এই টুশলের সিস্টেমে তোমার জেতার চান্স অনেক বেশি বাট যখন এই
তুখেল এমনই ভাই, পিএসজি নিয়েও সেমই করছে, পিএসজি নিয়েও দুইটা সিডিএম নিয়ে খেলতো না।
না ওটাও পিএসজিটা অন্যরকম, কারণ পিএসজি তো মানে সামনে কেউ প্রেস করতো না, মানে এখানে তো সবাই পুরো টিম হিসেবে খেলে, ও এখানে হাই লাইন খেলে। পিএসজি তো একটু লো খেলতো, কারণ মানে
পিএসজি তে ওদের যে ফ্রন্ট লাইন নোবডি প্রেস, তো টুকেলের ওখানে দুটো ডিএম খেলতেই হইছে।
টুশেল হ্যাড টু মেক আপ ফর।
আরে ভাই পচেটিনোরে মানুষ গালি দেয়, ভাই পচেটিনোরে গালি দেয়, আমি এই জিনিসটা বুঝি না। পচেটিনো দুইটা ডিএম তো খেলাবে, দুইটা ডিএম এই কারণে খেলাইবে, এটা কিছু করার নাই।
আমি পুরাপুরি পচেটিনোকে অ্যাজ আ কোচ জাজ করতেছি না অন প্যারিস, বিকজ প্যারিসের কালচারটা এরকম, ওরা ওখানে 2-3টা মানে সুপারস্টার প্লেয়ার সামনে রাখে যারা প্রেস করে না। তো তখন তোমার কোচ হিসেবে তুমি কি করবা, মানে এটার জন্য তোমার 3টা সিডিএম খেলাইতে হবে, আর কোনো অপশন তো নাই। আর
দ্যাট ইজ ট্রু।
আচ্ছা Nusayer, I think মানে যেহেতু we have a full house and plus special guest as well, Rahul, মানে surprise appearance.
I'm very sad.
So I think we should go to the question, মানে আমাদের আজকের শো এর যে টাইটেল, ABP কে দিয়ে আমরা স্টার্ট করি।
Okay. Now before that, আমি জর্জিনিও কয়েকটা স্ট্যাটস আছে, I'm going to finish on this.
আমি একটা জিনিস বইলা দেই, একটা নিউজ বইলা দেই। বায়ার্ন পেনাল্টি পাইছে, 2-2 ছিল, হয়তোবা জিতে যাইবো বায়ার্ন। 76 মিনিট চলে।
আচ্ছা
Okay. Before জর্জিনিওর কয়েকটা যে ইম্পর্টেন্ট কি স্ট্যাটস বলি, passes completed, passes completed, he's had 76.34, that is in the top 95% of players. Passes completion rate is 89.8, top 92%. Progressive passes 5.36, top 82%. Eta is your passing stats, mainly passing stats, and his pressures are 20.0, that is in the top 69%. Nice. His tackles are 2.68, that is 77, and interceptions are 2.55, that is in the top 96%. So clearly he is a very good player. But
the thing is, he's not, you can say he's not Kante level. We all know Kante at his best is a much higher level. But at the same time, Tuchel under Kante, we have not been able to see Kante as consistently as Chelsea fans would like. We've seen a lot of Kovacic, we've seen a lot of Jorginho. And Jorginho is the one that allows Kovacic to go front and get assists.
Exactly.
So Jorginho is...
Okay, let's go to the question. Then let's go to the big question to everybody, since it's a full house. Who do you think will finish higher? Will it be Manchester United or will it be Arsenal? First, we're going to start with Parvez bhai. Parvez অনেকক্ষণ ধরে বসে ছিল, Parvez bhai কথা দিয়ে শুরু করি। Manchester United or Arsenal? কে সবার আগে, who will finish higher?
Man United easily finishing higher, and I believe they're going to be securing the top 4 spot as well. So by higher, I just not mean just crossing Arsenal. I think they would get into the top 4, and এই সিজনে আসলে এর চেয়ে বেটার কোনো কিছু এক্সপেক্ট করা পসিবল না।
Fight for the title.
Fight for the title.
No, Shahnoor bhai, will come to you.
4th place is the place that we can, I think,
why do you expect Manchester United will finish? Parvez bhai, where do you think Manchester United will finish? Top 4th, and Arsenal?
4th. Arsenal, I don't know, like Europe পাইলে তো ভালোই আর কি, if they get Conference Cup or Europa League তাহলে তো ভালোই হবে, but they have to fight off West Ham and Tottenham, so এটাও টাফ আর কি। ওই 3টা স্পটের জন্য they'll have to fight West Ham and Tottenham, so they could even end up playing the Conference Cup. মানে that's my prediction for Arsenal.
Okay, Shahnoor bhai,
maybe do we need some logic? এটার জন্য কোনো লজিক লাগবে নাকি just bias blind fan হিসেবে কথা বলবো?
We'd like some logic.
সেটাই, because I'm a United fan, everyone knows
people
that.
Let us know in the comments. Why do you think who will finish higher?
হ্যাঁ, আমার prediction United, মানে যেটা বলছিলাম, they have a better overall squad. Arsenal তো they're just 1 or 2 injuries from suddenly being, ওই যে শাহনুরও 4-5টা আঙ্গুল তুলে বলবে we're depleted, we don't have anyone, so এসব বলা স্টার্ট করার জন্য জাস্ট 1-2টা ইনজুরি লাগবে, তেমন কিছু না। and then their main man অবামেয়াং সে চরম ভাবে অফ ফর্মে আছে। if your main scorer is in a form যেখানে হচ্ছে সে গোল দিতে পারছে না, 2 মিটার ডিস্টেন্সের বা এরকম 2 yards 5 yards এর শট সে বাইরে লাগাচ্ছে, বাইরে মারতেছে, I don't think মানে এই ফর্ম নিয়ে you can have control of the game but you won't have a lot of points, you won't be able to get a lot of points. অনেক draws আসতে পারে maybe, but এই scoring মানে I'm not sure they're going to go that far. United তো they've just got started, মানে it's one of the worst United seasons starts to the season in a long time. So মানে ওটার জন্য দেখতে হলে we need to go to pre Sir Alex era ওইসব stats ঘাটতে হবে to find out এত বাজে start কবে পাইছে in 14 match week. So এটার ভিতরে United has scored a lot of goals already. খালি গোল কনসিড করতেছে বেশি, ওটা যদি আটকানো যায় মানে very easily United are going to be outscoring opponents in the league, and that's how I think they have a chance to get into top 4. Plus the appointment of Ralf, I think he'll definitely already start to instill what he wants from this team. Etate ekta problem jeta hote pare, which I found out from the press conference as well. They were asking je tumi shurute eshe if you start doing it your way, তুমি দেখবা যে মিড সিজনে এমন হতে পারে প্লেয়ার্স মাইট নট বি এবল টু টেক ইট ফিজিক্যালি, ইনজুরিজ হবে, মানে এত স্ট্রেস কি নিতে পারবে কিনা। বাট রালফ সেড যে মানে ওর যে এক্সপিরিয়েন্স, মানে he understands that this is a possibility, so he'll definitely not put a lot of stress on the physique part. He'll just try to instill what he wants to do with the team by getting the players buy-in. So Ralph is a smart guy. আমার মনে হচ্ছে he'll deal with it differently. He's not like যে মানে maybe like a Conte যে হচ্ছে day 1 এ যায়, hey, this is the drill that we have to do, this is what ওই টাইপের করবে না। I don't think he's smarter than that.
He's German, of course he's better,
and he's German, and he's just
he's
not
better than Conte,
like
he's a great
he's not
manager,
just like a manager. He's not like a manager. He's seen all ends of the spectrum, so this would give him a better perspective of how to manage the situation. আমার কাছে এটা মনে হচ্ছে। And from that itself, just from that itself, Man United should be, I mean, they should and they would be definitely above Arsenal and in the top 4, in the 4th spot, to be very specific. But unless Chelsea, also difference অনেক বেশি, চেলসি যদি এরকম ফ্রি ফলে যাইতে থাকে, I don't mind getting third. So let's see.
Unlikely.
Okay, Shahnoor bhai, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
No, I think Arsenal definitely, the way that they've played so far this season, they are ahead of United in the league table. United are a mess still. United er miss হওয়ার একটা কারণ হচ্ছে প্লেয়ার প্রোফাইলে ম্যাচ নাই। It's not the same case in Arsenal যে প্লেয়ার প্রোফাইলে ম্যাচ নাই। Yes, as ABP said, we are 2-3 injuries away from a potential crisis. While that is true, আমাদের extra Europe ম্যাচ নাই যে we have to play 2 games a week every week. So as a result, আমাদের প্লেয়াররা they get more time to refresh, rejuvenate, and January is not far away. And I definitely feel that in January that we will go and get a player. I don't know whether it's a striker or a midfielder, but we will definitely make improvements in our starting 11. We're 2 players away, as we've been saying. So আমরা যদি if we're 3 points or 1 point of top 4 come January, or even if we're in the top 4 come January, there I see no reason why we can't go on and we can't push on for a top 4 place. We faced City away, we faced United away, we faced Liverpool away, 3 of the toughest places generally to go to and get results. Result ante pari nai, but we've faced a lot of tough opponents ekdom shurutei in the first half.
And then you lost to Brentford.
And that was the first match, and Brentford away. And as we've seen this season, Brentford are no easy team to beat because that's true. Mm-hmm. They play in a certain way which is difficult to play against, especially when they play at home.
I mean, United have had bad losses. They lost 4-1 to Watford. That was one of them.
Last season আমি ওখানে যাবই না, আমি ইউনাইটেডে যাবই না, because last season we were losing a lot of winnable games at this point in the season. And in the second half, we were in the top 4. If we count our points, a season we are already doing much better than we were doing last season. And I absolutely feel that if we can get our players fit, when Xhaka comes back, when we get another midfielder, when we probably get a striker or an attacking player come January, I think we'll have a very, very good opportunity to get top 4. And for me, it's down to the mentality of the players. Like we saw in the United game, they crumbled a little bit because they're young. So somewhere down the line, maybe Kieran Tierney, bring him back because তার মধ্যে leadership আছে. Granit Xhaka will be important in the side, no matter how much we hate Granit Xhaka.
Jorginho is better.
So what's the main factor that you think will take Arsenal to top 4? But you're kind of contradicting. Also they're young, they might not have that maturity. And then you're talking about Tierney, their leadership darkar, kintu he's not good enough player to even play ahead of Tabarez.
He's a good enough player.
So you're saying you're relying on Man United having an imbalance in their team and a
That's also one of his
imperfect
reasons. হ্যাঁ, সেটাই তো শুনলাম।
imperfect team with a lot of parts that maybe doesn't fit for Arsenal to finish ahead of Man United,
in a way, so far this
that's
season
what
what
you're
I've
saying.
seen, because Ralf Rangnick ekbare eshe I don't see je she ekbare eshe he's gonna get a tune out of this team, because if he has to play Ronaldo as we've seen this season, United's defense gets severely weakened.
No, that's not down to Ronaldo. That's not down to Ronaldo.
No, that's not down to Ronaldo.
বলতেছিলাম আমি ওটাই বলছিলাম, that's not down to Ronaldo definitely.
That's down to the attack having to rely on a different mode of attacking, and as a result the defenders have to defend in a different way as well, and United defenders are not that great. All of them are not great on the ball that they can sustain against a counter press or a counter attack or pressure in general. What we saw against Chelsea, that they played on the counter and they're much better defensively, they're much more solid.
I mean,
even
that is
United kintu counter attack ei khelche. The goals that United got were all from counter attacks. And
I mean, this is one of my concerns for United as well. Okay, yes.
No, তুমি বলো তারপর আমি বলবো।
Okay, this is one of my concerns for United, because gegen pressing or pressing football, let's just say, Ralf Rangnick won't play pure gegen pressing that Klopp does. In pressing football, it is very hard to shithouse your way to wins. এই সিজনে আমরা যদি দেখি, Ronaldo bailed United out a number of times, and in pressing football that is highly unlikely, because in pressing football, more or less, the team that deserves to win wins. This is why Bundesliga you don't really get a shithoused title charge or a shithoused win that often. I mean, players they could be okay, yes, Shahnoor bhai.
Sorry Nusayer, but I got your point. To your point, I mean, to acknowledge United, if you look at the team is filled with the wrong profiles, big egos, players that are going to be difficult to manage for any manager. We've seen how Tuchel struggled at times at PSG as well, right? Even though he reached the Champions League final, but there were
he's their best ever manager. I mean, Tuchel did well with PSG.
Yeah, Tuchel is, and Chelsea, he's much better because he doesn't have to deal with those broken profiles, মানে টিমের মধ্যে যে কেমিস্ট্রি
and those big egos as well.
Yes. Do you think United's issue is regarding profiles and egos? And I don't think it's something which is off the field.
We'll come to that.
I don't think it's some off the field, situation between egos. এরকম কিছুই নাই. The unity within the team is pretty good. The will to do well for your club and to play for your teammate is there. But I think it's somewhere else. It's in the coaching setup. It's how they're being trained. It's how they're being told off that এভাবে করলে হয়ে যাবে. Suppose let me just give you an example. Okay, so Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is in charge. He's taking lead of the training ground, having an overlook of whatever is happening. And then maybe someone like a Harry Maguire comes up and says, আমাকে 2 ঘন্টা এটা করতে বলছিল, but 1.5 hours done. Can I just take a half an hour break? আমার দরকার আছে বাকি half an hour. Ole will say, your body, you know it best. আমার মনে হয় since তুমি বলতেছো তার মানে you have a good assessment of, এতটুকু করলে তোমার হবে, so you can take the day off, বাকি half an hour তোমার জন্য. And then if someone comes and makes up a request, suppose যেটা contradict করতে পারে in terms of the kind of discipline that he has to maintain, ওলে একটু ছাড় দিয়ে দিল. So overall আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে that's how he kept his rapport with the players, kept them happy. But on the other hand, they lost their appetite to reach to the next level, and that's why none of those players, they just got stagnated, improve korte pare na. And it's a lot due to Ole and the coaching setup's negligence, or giving the players too much priority and letting them take over decisions আর কি অনেক সময়. So that's how I think United এর situation was. It's not like Brunoর সাথে রোনাল্ডোর ঝগড়া আছে বা বারান এসে বলতেছে লিন্ডেলফ তুমি কি প্লেয়ার ভাই, মানে they all love each other. The problem is তারা অনেক বেশি চিল করে আছে আর কি, and they've lost that drive we sense. Physically তাদের অবস্থা খারাপ, mentally অবস্থা খারাপ. লাস্ট সিজন একইভাবে খেলে when they were getting results অতটা পাত্তা মানে দিতে হয় না যে আচ্ছা এইভাবে খেলে তো হয়ে যায়. ম্যাগুয়ার মানে সেইভাবে খেলেই হয়ে গেছে লাস্ট সিজন, সেকেন্ড ইউনাইটেড, ইউরোপা লিগ ফাইনাল, হোয়াটএভার। বাট এই সিজনে যখন দেখছে সেম স্টাইলে খেলতে যায় হচ্ছে না, and then they're seeing this 36-year-old guy coming in who has this big profile, রোনাল্ডো এসে বেইল আউট করতেছে, ওরা আরো ফ্রাস্ট্রেটেড যে ভাই আমরা তো একই জিনিসই করতেছি, so what's not going right for us this season, we're doing the same shit যেটা গত সিজন করছি. So
Can
I think
can
a lot of it is not about chemistry, it's about the coaching and the management, and that's where I see Rangnick will make a big difference. এখন খেলার মধ্যে, like in football, you'll be getting something from United. এতদিন ধরে that was not happening, and that's the reason why United এত বাজে একটা স্টার্ট করছে এই সিজন.
Okay, we're gonna go to Rahul bhai. We're gonna go to Rahul bhai.
The reason I say
Shahnoor bhai, before you add.
করতে চাই, ইগোর ব্যাপারটা I didn't mean it like player-দের big egos, but when it comes to like players that you can drop, can you drop Pogba lots of games? Can you drop Ronaldo lots of games? Can you drop Bruno lots of games?
No, that's not about the players. That's about the manager. If Ole was a manager who knows what he specifically wants to do, or kintu egos niye chinta korte hobe na. He says he would be thinking, oh, amar ei profile ei game er jonno meet korteche, so he'll be in the team, and clearly explain o kora jabe je this is what I want. But যেহেতু ওর ওই ব্যাপারটা ওরকম ভাবে ছিল না, he had to think about the egos. I have to fit in everyone. So that's the problem of the manager and the coaching staff, যে তারা decision making এ ভুল করতেছে. It's not about the players. The players that we have,
we're gonna come
players,
to Rahul,
they can be used for us to get to good heights from this situation even.
All right, Parvez bhai, we're gonna come to Rahul bhai and his point that he's been trying to make for a long time.
No, I actually agree a lot with Parvez bhai, but I think it's been a very what Ole was. He was best mates FC with the Man United squad. He was giving chance based on there was not enough coaching in that Man United team. There's a lot of talent, and we don't know how this talent.
Would you say it was autopilot FC?
Not my words, but maybe that's a good term.
It's more like how the players want to play it. মানে ব্যাপারটা এরকম।
Exactly.
তোমার আজকে ভালো লাগতেছে, তুমি ভালো খেলতেছো, ভালো লাগতেছে না ভালো খেলতেছো না, the manager has no control over what's going to happen on the field.
Under Ole, I have not seen a sustained.
আরে এটা সেতিয়ানের বার্সা ছিল, সেতিয়ানের বার্সা।
I have not seen a sustained 90 minutes of pressure Ole মানে consistently in games, and the reason I think is because he doesn't have a style of play like you said. He leaves it up to the players to decide kivabe kelbe and everything else. And I think what Rangnick will do is coach this team really well. And I think they have enough talent in this team to be the fourth best team in the league. Easily. In the forward areas, they have too much talent. I'm sure in January they'll have to let go of some of them, and we'll get a better idea of the kind of players Rangnick wants to use. I'm guessing it'll be the better pressers. So, but Ronaldo will be a part of it. Ronaldo is not going to get dropped. I don't think anyway.
I think one of the points Shahnoor bhai made is that it is side heavy.
What I think
আমি জাস্ট একটা কথা বলি যে তোমরা প্রেসিং নিয়ে বলতাছো না, প্রেসিং এর ভেরিয়েবলটা কি এটা জানো? মানে প্রেসিং কিভাবে আসলে করা হয়, যে মানে একটা প্লেয়ার যে প্রেস করে এটা
টিম
মানে
প্রেসিং, it is single প্রেসিং করলে ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল প্রেসিং গুলো হয়।
I have not seen Man United
এটাই হচ্ছে কথা। ক্রিস্টিয়ানো রোনালদো ফরওয়ার্ড হিসেবে, সেন্টার ফরওয়ার্ড হিসেবে লাস্ট ম্যাচে টানা না মানে 27টা প্রেস করছে, যেটা প্রিমিয়ার লিগের মধ্যে সর্বোচ্চ ছিল একটা সেন্টার ফরওয়ার্ডের মধ্যে লাস্ট ম্যাচে যেটা করছে। ঠিক আছে, রোনালদোর ঝামেলা হচ্ছে ও ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল প্রেসটা করায়। আর্সেনালের একটা ভালো জিনিস দেখতে কি
শুনো, বেন হোয়াইট রে রোনালদো প্রেস করতে করতে র্যামসডেলের পাশে দাঁড় করে রাখা দিছিল একটা সময় দেখছিলাম।
তবে ঝামেলা ছিল আবার আর্সেনালের যে একটা জিনিস আমি ভালো দেখছি কি, আর্সেনালের প্লেয়ার গুলা এজ আ ইউনিট প্রেস করে, যেমন স্মিথ রো যখন যায় তখন আবার যায়, কিন্তু রোনালদো ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল প্রেসটা করে, এটাই ঝামেলা।
এটা যেকোনো গুড টিম উইথ আ গুড প্রেস, এটা রাগনিকের আন্ডারে ঠিক হবে।
Rangnick will bring in Rangnick, who's the godfather of the gegenpress. He will bring in team pressing first and foremost. Ronaldo এরকম মানে ওর তো প্রেস করতে হবে না যে he has to run with every sprint. Pressing is about systematic, it's about formations, it's about where you place yourself on the field. If you squeeze up as a team and you're right on the halfway line, and then Ronaldo has a job to me eke darao, just দেখাও যে you're pressurizing him rather than ঝাপ মারতেছে or anything like that. CDM এর মতো গিয়ে বল উইন করতে হবে এমন কোনো কথা নাই, মানে he just has to show that he's pressing, and that a lot of that comes down to formation, preparation, how you squeeze up. Where Rangnick's problem,
like we said at the start of the show, যে যদি কাভানির সাথে খেলে তাহলে like Cavani will press, he will কামলা খাটবে, যেটা আমরা বলি Cavani কামলা খাটবে,
লিনগার্ড বা এই জাতীয় প্লেয়ার খেলাচ্ছে, মেবি
একটা কামলা রাখবে
আর ফ্রেড খেলবে। আর একটা জিনিস যেটা the biggest problem that Man United will have is, to Shahnoor's point about the miss profile, the miss profile is in defense. They have two defenders who cannot play in a high line, Lindelof and Maguire. The problem with it is if you want to squeeze up
তার
with
একটা
them,
problem আছে in the full back position at the right back if you play
Wan-Bissaka is not good enough.
Wan-Bissaka is not good enough for attack and Dalot is not good enough for defense. That is also
and also in a system like this, counter press, the fullbacks are your white players.
Very necessary, and especially for Rangnick who heavily relies on his fullbacks.
We see Tuchel and Klopp, all of their creativity comes from the white players. The wing backs are just absolutely attackers. Man, they attack korte hobe consistently, and when you don't have that outlet, it's a big problem. And the other thing is because they don't have a out and out CDM, which by the way, Rangnick doesn't always play with 2 CDMs. He plays with 2 8s. Fred will have a big role to play in this team. They can't squeeze up as a team. That's the biggest problem, because I see it. Liverpool fans will admit, Corby. I'm sure Man City fans as well to an extent. When you counter press and press as a team, and the ball over the top is made to a fast striker, whether it's Chalobah or Rudiger, they're fast. They are very fast. So they can you don't necessarily have to win the ball back, but to me, enough pressure রাখবা so that other defenders can join in. ওই সাইডে যদি ম্যাগুয়ারকে বা লিন্ডলফের দিকে বলটা যায়, that is the big risk. They might get spun very easily, and that could be a problem. আর ওখানে যদি একটা ফাউলও করো, it's a red card. So that is the issue that Rangnick will have to figure out. That's why I think Fred's role-টা অনেক বড়।
Another problem, and এখানে ইউনাইটেড আরো প্রবলেম হবে because David De Gea, he's not that quick off his line, is he?
True. But they do have.
He's not a German football goalkeeper. He's not. He's just pressing system, pressing footballer now.
But all of this being said, because of the individual talent that Man United have going forward, I feel like if they press better than they've been pressing for the last 6 years, which is they can do. Any good coach can do that. Because last 6 years they've been playing park the bus counter-attacking football. If I'm being completely brutally honest, man, since Mourinho took over, they're going to create a lot of chances. Even with these park the bus teams, they create enough chance. Like maybe not overload, but like individual moments of where they create chances. If they can get a proper pressing system, it is dangerous because they will score a lot of goals. They have a lot of talent in their team. So that to me, that's the big test. January, Shahnoor,
that defense.
Namaz for so that in January they don't hit the ground running. Because if they do,
just to remind all of you, ওদের সামনের যে 4-5টা fixtures আছে, these are like, even Ole would say yes, these are winnable fixtures for me. So I think they get a good run of fixtures as well. So এই জায়গাটা আমি বলবো যে every 3 days match হলেও the level of opponents যেটা হচ্ছে, you don't have that much of a high profile game. So একটু chance আছে for him to try and experiment. একটা দুটা জায়গায় যদি even if he messes it up, I think individual quality can cover it up.
United fixture list যদি আমরা দেখি, they will play against Young Boys, then they will play against Norwich on 11th. On the 15th they play Brentford. On 18th they play at Brighton. On 28th they play at Newcastle, and 31st they play Burnley. So that is all of these games they should be winning.
Top 6 এর মধ্যে they have the easiest. Man City and Man United have the easiest fixtures. Liverpool or Chelsea Liverpool কঠিন আছে, but although obviously Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea are probably a little further away. But that being said, like don't be surprised that if one of these teams like Chelsea, Liverpool, যদি injuries জ্যাদার বেশি হয়, they get sucked into this top 4 race, because we've seen it happen last season. Liverpool were in a very good position and they just by January the injuries just caught up with them. And the league is relentless, and December is a difficult time for everybody. Shahnoor has to hope that Arsenal avoid injuries, because if they get injuries in January, it's Conference League. Honestly, if they get injuries in January,
it is one thing that I personally feel about us this season is that somebody commented, Shamim Hussein, Arteta is 1 month away from being sacked.
So I was going to take that comment. Yes.
I don't know why. Arteta should have been sacked like 10 times, so I don't think he'll get sacked.
Yeah, exactly. I think Rahul hit the nail right there on the head. That Arteta, what he's gone through, most managers would have been sacked. He's survived that, and survived kore he's sort of rising from the ashes with a team that he's building in his own way. He's got the defense sorted for the most part. He's going to work with the midfield. We say that Arteta has spent a lot this summer. Shop defensive player বা midfielder player কিনছে, he has not signed one attacker since he came into the club.
But
And I
that's the
think
next phase. That's the next phase. He has to improve on as much of a legend as Aubameyang has been. Everybody has their sell by date, and I feel like Aubameyang is I'm not doing the
yeah,
he is past it. He's getting past it.
Yeah, he's
now.
past.
So
and Rahul, if you look at it, how many years did it take for Liverpool to rebuild? 2-3 years it took them. Arteta's in his second full year.
If you consistently invest like Arsenal have been, let's be fair, last 2 years, then you won't fall back. Arteta, Wenger, they would invest, and then they wouldn't invest. They would make some players, and instead of investing, they would sell, and then the money they would get একটু টাকা দিত Wengerকে, so it was not sustainable. They're spending. The problem is Arteta the man to take them? Is he that good of a coach? That's my biggest problem.
I think since he survived the tough part, and we can see a style of football, and we can see, for instance, Ramsdale was an Arteta.
This is the criticism I'll aim at Arteta. People talk about he's learned from Pep, but he plays a different brand to Pep. He's pragmatic.
He doesn't play the same way, but he
plays pragmatic, which is fine, by the way. He
plays like yoga di position.
He plays like Simeone or David Moyes type, like it's organized. When you have an identity on the ball,
different. No,
maybe there's slight difference, but the back four is very. The back four.
Simeone বা David Moyes বলার পরে এত বিরক্ত হলো কেন? Come on, man. They're all like big managers, big names.
It's different.
Put some respect on David Moyes' name. He just beat you 3-2.
No,
he just
sorry, I will not.
Team 3-2.
There's a reason why he got sacked by Man United. He's not elite. But he's not elite. He's a good manager for these A-level team where you can play park the bus counter-attacking football.
Moyes is
but do you think Moyes would have done like as good a job as Arteta is with Arsenal? Arsenal squad ta jodi Moyes paito, I think he could have.
I think he could have. I don't think he would have built in the same way.
Pep and maybe Tuchel would have done what Arteta's doing with this team.
No, Shahnoor, I don't look at him. Arteta is a similar manager on those in that vein because he doesn't play football like them. He doesn't dominate possession. He doesn't look to like play through triangles. In moments he does it, but he doesn't do it consistently enough.
ওই ডমিনেট করার জন্য তো ওই টাইপ টেকনিক্যাল প্লেয়ার লাগবে ভাই। সিটিতে ওই যে অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট কোচ ছিল, ওই সিটিতে যে প্লেয়ার ছিল ওই প্লেয়ার তো লাগবে।
But that's not a bad thing. What I'm saying
বার্সায় কিন্তু টেকনিক্যাল প্লেয়ার এখনো আছে। বার্সায় কিন্তু টেকনিক্যাল প্লেয়ার এখনো আছে। পিকে কিন্তু এখনো বল প্লেইং পারে, যার কারণে পজিশন বেস খেলে।
কিন্তু এই ফুটবল খেলতো তোমার ওই জোয়েল এন্ড লালানা এগুলা নিয়েও কিন্তু গেগেন প্রেস করে।
Exactly. And that's when they used to concede 3-4টা করে গোল খাইতো।
পোতাভার এই কমেন্ট আমরা নেই, পোতাভার কমেন্টটা
লাগে না ভাই। ক্লপের দিকে তো টেকনিক্যাল প্লেয়ার লাগে না। ক্লপের লাগে যে ভাই একটু মানে আপনি না যে দৌড়াইবো সারা দিন, মানে কাম লাগবে। ঠিক আছে,
আমি বলি ঠিক আছে, Arteta is comparable to Lampard and Ole. Maybe he's not as gung-ho as Lampard.
আমি আপনার সাথে এই জায়গায় এগ্রি করি যে সেম টিমটা আর্সেনাল টিমটা যদি ক্লপরে দিত না, ক্লপ আর্সেনাল টিমে সেই বানায় লাইতো। ঠিক আছে, কারণ এই টিমে এত টেকনিক্যাল প্লেয়ার ছিল না।
জিনিসটা হচ্ছে কি যে আর্সেনালে আর্টেটা what he's doing right now, like Rahul was saying, যে what brand of football ও পেপ টাইপেরই ফুটবল খেলাবে। Trust me on this. Once he has his attack sorted,
but he's going about it in a different way.
Ultimate missing. I'll tell you one.
Team's more like Rafa Benitez's teams.
No. I'll tell you what's missing. Why you're not seeing the football from Arteta right now is, all banter aside, is that the players are still very young. Ora consistent.
I mean, Rafa Benitez won a Champions League.
Hey guys,
is that what's to be an
I'm talking about some elite level. Simeone, Moyes, Rafa, elite level coaches.
Pep is from the Pep boltechi, Arteta's from the Pep school of coaching.
No, he's not. Don't give me that. He's not.
Yeah.
একটা পেপ স্কুলের মানুষ,
একটা
পেপ স্কুলের মানুষ এই ধরনের like solid back four. The back four doesn't move. Tomiyasu, stay in your zone, stay in your lane. It's like Mourinho kind of thing.
Do you think?
Which by the way is not wrong.
No. Tommy, our fullbacks press up a lot. Our fullbacks press up a lot.
That's a very
pressing is one thing, but they don't push up. And
they push up so much.
What we do?
No, they don't hug the touchline. Not always. Like most of the time they don't.
Rahul, most of City's players সিটি প্লেয়ারদের এখন কিনতেছে, most of them are in their prime and they're technically gifted.
No one is saying be like Man City. Are they playing like Liverpool? No. Are they playing like Chelsea?
Arsenal are playing like Arsenal, but Arsenal will play City football. City যেই টাইপের ফুটবল খেলায় ওই টাইপেরই ফুটবল খেলাবে, given that he has his players. Given he has his players.
Arsene Wenger.
Arteta will try to do that. Okay, I'm gonna come to Shahnoor bhai's defense. He will try to do that because he has.
Will back me on this. Arsene Wenger didn't have always elite players. He had young players, and he played a very flamboyant brand of football without. আমরা 5 বছর পর flamboyant খেলবো, এখন আমরা বাস পার্ক করবো. No, they didn't have that mentality.
And just to add to that, just look at Arteta যদি Artetaর current resource দিয়ে Artetaর current resource দিয়ে আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে না, but comparing to ওয়েঙ্গারের ব্যাপারটা ওটা ছিল না। রাহুল বলতে চাচ্ছে ওয়েঙ্গার যদি বাজে প্লেয়ারও পাইতো ও এমনিই খেলতো, রেজাল্ট যাই হোক ও এমনিই খেলতো, his play would always have been flamboyant. আর্টেটা যেরকম হি ইজ ট্রাইং টু গেট শিট আউট সাম রিজাল্টস, যেহেতু তার ওই টিমটা নাই বুঝছি, বাট তারপরও ইজ হি ইভেন সাকসেসফুল গেটিং দ্যাট রিজাল্ট? রেজাল্টও পায় নাই গত সিজনে। আর্সেনাল মিসড আউট অন ইউরোপ, ঠিক আছে,
আর্টেটা যেটা করতেছে ভাই
এখনো সে প্র্যাকটিক্যালি খেলতেছে, বাট রেজাল্ট অতটাও ভালো না।
আর্টেটা যেটা করতে সেটাই উচিত, কারণ ডিএনএ ধরে তো লাভ নাই, ক্লাবের ডিএনএ দিয়ে কি হইব? আপনাকে ওই যে ওদিন
ক্লাবের ডিএনএ না, ক্লাবের ডিএনএ এই মিয়া তুমি ক্লাবের ডিএনএ এর কথা বলো। আর্টেটা তো পেপের ডিএনএ নিয়ে আসছে নাকি? অ্যাপারেন্টলি পেপ ফুটবল খেলে। হোয়াট ইজ পেপ ফুটবল ভাই? আর্টেটা যদি আসে ইফ ইজ ফ্রেশ, ইফ হি হ্যাজ হিজ ওন আইডিয়া, কোন স্কুল ডাজন্ট ম্যাটার। আর্টেটা পেপ ফুটবল থেকে আসছে দেখে, পেপ স্কুল থেকে আসে মানে আর্টেটা একটা জোস ম্যানেজার, এটা কোনো ক্রেডেনশিয়াল হইতেই পারে না। হোয়াট ইজ পেপ স্কুল? কি
yoga de posición?
Pep school বলতে যাচ্ছে হচ্ছে possession based, but he's not possession based. Possession based is Luis Enrique, is Sarri, is Pep. মানে Pep is the best, but these are the type of managers যে এই ধরনের, even Lampard possession based খেলতো। They are মানে ওরা কিন্তু for them they always play that way. মানে Lampard for example, they always play that way, no matter what team এ Mason Mount আছে নাকি Kante আছে নাকি কে আছে, they always play that way. What I'm saying is these managers who have an ideology, আমি এভাবে খেলবো, they stick to their philosophy. Tuchel যাকে পাবে ও কার
আইডিওলজি ওইটাই, জয়গোটা পজিশন। There is a very big thread on this on Twitter. Arteta প্রত্যেকটা
but they are not playing yoga de position, they're playing yoga sit hamstring.
It is very evident that Arteta is playing the Pep style of football. It's very evident.
It's not very evident. I don't see it being. Maybe there are moments. There are moments.
ওইটা ঠিক আছে ভাই, পেপরে যদি আর্সেনালের টিম দিত, ঠিক আছে, পেপ হল অফ শেমে যাইতো, ঠিক আছে। আর পেপরে যদি ওই বার্সেলোনার ওই যে বালবার্দের যে টিমটা দিছে না, বালবার্দের ওই যে টিমটা দিছিল ওইটা পেপরে দিলে পেপ হল অফ শেম হইতো, ঠিক আছে।
That's a different topic. আর ওয়েঙ্গার নিয়ে আমি কয়েকটা পয়েন্ট বলি। There are a few incorrect statements here. Wenger used to play crappy football last Arsenal and we finished outside of European spots as well.
No, আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, that's near.
ওয়েঙ্গার আর্সেনালের আগে বাই করা উচিত ছিল, ঠিক আছে। ওয়েঙ্গার আর আগে বের করতে 2 বছর আগে আর্সেনালের
in the 2011-12, the year we won the Champions League, when you guys beat us 5-3 at Stamford Bridge, ও সব প্লেয়ার বিক্রি করে দিয়েছিল, মানে কিছু বাকি ছিল না, তো ম্যান পার্সি ছিল একমাত্র। ম্যান পার্সি was the top scorer. Why? Because of the brand of football they played, because they were always playing that style of football.
They had Rahul, it was a different league back then. It wasn't this...
No, I agree with you, but I'm saying different league or not, these managers who have these ideologies, they always
trust me, give Arteta to we can understand that he has a brand of football, right? He's playing
Shahnoor, I'm telling you now, when Mourinho came to Chelsea the second time around and won the league, he did what Arteta was doing. First season, okay, this is a young group, I'm going to teach them how to keep clean sheets. Second season, I'll add Fabregas and a bit of Diego Costa, and then we go from there. ওখান থেকে Hazard, Diego Costa, EML league জিতাই দিছে, but it was about shape. That's what I'm seeing from Arteta. Yes, even in Mourinho's teams, in moments we played unbelievable football because they were great players and they were playing one-touch stuff. But his thing was
you're talking about the process. Mourinho's সাথে মিল আছে, Mourinho process মানলাম, but style of football is Diego de position. That's the Pep style of football.
I mean, if you look at our possession stats when we won the league with Mourinho, I'm pretty sure we had 60-something% possession. But I know that Mourinho's not a possession manager. He's like shape. He's pragmatic. It's in his nature. Even Simeone last season অনেক অ্যাটাকিং খেলছে লিগ জিততো কারণ লিগ জিততে হইছে and he would have to attack to win the league but তার মানে কি ও এখন একটা অ্যাটাকিং ম্যানেজার no he's not it's when it push comes to shove ও ওখানে চলে যায় I'll park the bus I'll play counter attack and so far from what I've seen of Arteta every time he has to get a result play safe don't make mistakes over the ball top or for Saka or Aubameyang which is fine by the way but it's like that's what I'm seeing from him and that is okay because if you can be a great manager being a pragmatic manager some of the best I've seen are cautious
এই যে এই কমেডির সাথে যায় উইঙ্গার ফার্গুসন আই এম ওলি এক্সাম্পল দিয়ে এখন লাভ নাই মডার্ন ফুটবল অনেক চেঞ্জ হয়েছে এখন অনেক টিমই ট্যাকটিক্যাল ফুটবল খেলে ওল্ড স্কুল মতো এক গোল দিয়ে সেট ব্যাক ফুটবল খেলে এখন অনেক কম টিমই খেলে this pragmatism this is what we don't want yes
I grew up watching football in the 2000s
that is Mourinho football that
what I'm saying
just
it's not
described
true মানে ওয়েঙ্গার এরা 1-0 করে পিছে বসে থাকতো না এটা মরিনিও কিন্তু ওর আর্লি ইয়ার্সে করতো না look at all his teams মানে this is a false narrative যে মানুষ বলছে আগের ফুটবল এরকম ছিল
স্যার অ্যালেক্স ফার্গুসন নিজেই বলতো যে ওই এক গোল দিয়া সিট ব্যাক করার মেন্টালিটি নিয়ে তোমরা খেলবা না তোমরা ইউনাইটেড মেন্টালিটি নিয়ে খেলবা কই 3-4টা
এটা তো this is Mourinho football
রোনালদো যখন গোল করতো তখন রোনালদোর উপর খেপা যাইতো তুমি টাইম নষ্ট করতেছো
Mourinho
Arsenal if you're talking about the mentality যে এক গোল দিয়ে সিট ব্যাক করার that's not what Arteta wants the team to do
but that's what they're doing that's what they're doing
because they're not following instructions they're a young team who are afraid
এভাবে যদি
this is a good question okay this is a good topic বার্সা যেটা করছে ওয়েঙ্গার বা ফার্গুসন এটা পারতো না what do you guys think because personally I think
Barca and Pep are like Barca it's like bro
no Wenger could have done it Wenger probably would have done it
greatest manager in modern football Pep Guardiola is the greatest manager in modern football
he is no doubt he is and I'm saying no one can do what Pep would have done because Pep grew up in the Barca with the Barca DNA the system he understands the culture he understands how to
DNA feels like a myth Barca DNA feels like a myth I mean
it's like Ajax it's not a myth it's not a myth
I mean to me it does feels like a myth because
they always get mad
some have it some don't have it it's basically like an STI you either have it or you
if you want to win with that Barca DNA it is more difficult to win Ankur bolbe Real Madrid win
because ভাই আমি এইসব ডিএনএ ভাই বুঝি না আমাদের কোনো ডিএনএ নাই মারপিট কর গ্যাঞ্জাম কর পয়েন্ট পাইলে হইছে ভাই এই ডিএনএ ভাই আমার দরকার নাই ভাই
এটাই জোস this is what I love মারপিট কর গ্যাঞ্জাম কর ডিএনএ দিয়ে আমার লাভ নাই
ও যেটা বলতেছে
আজকে যাবে কি করতে 1000 পর্যন্ত পাসিং করাইছে কি লাভ হইছে 1000 পাসিং
মানে তো রিয়াল মাদ্রিদ আর ভেরি ফ্লেক্সিবল টিম ট্যাকটিক্যালি তোমরা অ্যানচেলতি আসলে ওকে ম্যানেজ করতে পারবে জিদান আসলে পারবে তুমি দেখবা টুশারে যদি যেত ওখানে ম্যানেজ করতে পারতো কোনো প্রবলেম হতো না
এই জায়গাটা চেলসির সাথে আমাদের মিলে এই জায়গাটা চেলসির সাথে মাদ্রিদের একটা জায়গায় মিলে
রিয়াল মাদ্রিদ মিলে আছে কিন্তু বার্সেলোনা হচ্ছে ওদের ওভাবেই খেলতেই হবে ওভাবেই জিততে হবে এন্ড ইটস ডিফারেন্ট দ্য কালচার ইজ ভেরি
ইউনাইটেড কিন্তু সেম জিনিস ট্রাই করে গেছে ইউনাইটেড ডিএনএ স্যার অ্যালেক্স ফার্গুসনের ফুটবল খেলাই যাবে এইটা ট্রাই করে কিন্তু লাভ হয় নাই এটা কালচারে কিন্তু লাভ হয় নাই
আঙ্কুর ওটা ট্রাই করে না এটা হচ্ছে এটা ওলের ফ্রড দিয়ে ও বলতো যে ও উই ট্রাই টু প্লে দ্য ইউনাইটেড ওয়ে স্ট্যাট দেখতে বলতো সারাক্ষণ তো পিছে বসেছিলি কি ইউনাইটেড ওয়ে খেলছো মানে ইউ আর ট্রাইং টু স্ক্যাম দ্য ফ্যানস মানে পুরো 2 বছর 3 বছর ফ্যান থেকে স্ক্যাম করছে ইউনাইটেড
ওই দিন প্র্যাকটিস আমরা একটা বলতেছিল যে কেন রাফ রাগনিক রানছে আমাদের তো ইউনাইটেড ডিএনএ ওরা ম্যানেজার দরকার ছিল আমার যে নাকি ইউনাইটেড ডিএনএ নিয়ে কাজ করতে পারবে এগুলো
আমার বার্সেলোনা ডিএনএ বিরক্ত লাগছে
এটা দেখে তো বিরক্ত লাগছে
United DNA is basically any English football team's DNA play fast attacking
4-4 fucking 2
no not 4-4-2 play fast attacking football and play youth এটা ওয়েস্ট হ্যামও চায় এটা টটনহাম চায় এটা চেলসি এটা কোন টিম চায় না every team wants this and Ralf Rangnick will give them this so that's what I feel like এই যে পন্ডিতরা যে ক্রিটিসাইজ করে বাট ওলেকে ফ্রি পাস দেয় it's because they are biased they are their mates they are looking after their mates that's all it is
they're all their মানে সবাই তো mates look at Michael Carrick I mean he kind of passed on an opportunity to be alongside Ralf Rangnick and actually get a better perspective on managing and coaching
he could have
miss করলো just he was thinking about ego যে ও নো মানে
হ্যাঁ।
মাই মেট হ্যাজ লেফট, আমিও কিন্তু
হ্যাঁ।
চলে যাচ্ছি, সে রেগে টেগে চলে গেছে, মন খারাপ করে চলে গেছে, সো
ABP যে
হি মিসড আউট অন আ
ইউনাইটেডের
চান্স।
টপে যারা ছিল they are all bottle jobs and they were all taking the মানে nepotism করে ক্লাবটার মানে it
না না
goes to
দে
show two things football
না না নেপোটিজম তো
fans don't
বোর্ড হচ্ছে
understand
নেপোটিজম,
football, ex
না না
players also don't
নেপোটিজম
understand how
নেপোটিজম
to run a football club. Fans don't know how to run a football club, ex players don't know how to run a football club. This idea যে ফ্যানদের কথা শুনতে হবে ওর এক্স প্লেয়াররা কি বলে, নো, পিপল আর দেয়ার who know how to run a football club. There are courses for it. মানে there is a study to it, there is a science to it.
I want to add to this. I want to add to this
the
point.
study and science is also fine. মানে the system that will teach you what to do is always going to be there, but কারা কারা ওখান থেকে বের হয়েছে কি করতেছে, that is the thing. I mean, is Ole
I mean,
someone
I want to
যে
add,
হচ্ছে
I want to add to
ইউনাইটেড
Shahnoor
ওই জায়গায়
point
নিতে পারবে,
before it
he
goes.
has the coaching badges and all, এমন তো না যে ওলে জাস্ট ফর্মার ইউনাইটেড প্লেয়ার দেখে ওকে নিছে, he has all those batches, he has done all those trainings, he has been in United's age level coaching setup for a long time, so ওটা বাদ দিলাম, but the point is the important point যেটা শানুর মেনশন করতেছে is yes, মানে as long as that provides a positive input to what the team's wanting to do ততক্ষণ ঠিক আছে, but if it's a scam তখন কিন্তু এটা খুবই বিরক্তিকর একটা সিচুয়েশন হয়ে যায়, যেটা এই সিচুয়েশনটা হয়ে গেছে, and everyone has this soft corner যে মানে Ole tried his best, but they agree this was the ceiling that he had, but নতুন ম্যানেজার এসে মানে if he wants to impose, not impose actually, if he wants to like at least do something which has not been done with this club before, মানে এই যে ইংলিশ ফুটবলের যে স্টাইলটা ওটা থেকে বের হয়ে he's trying to bring in some German influence into it, or the way of how he wants to ওই ব্যাপারটা নিয়েই তারা বিরক্ত মেইনলি, যে what is this, আমাদের এই ব্যাপারটা তো চলে যেতেছে।
Sir Alex was amazing at that 4-2-3-1, 4-4-1-1, right? And he played his own style. But make no mistake about it. When Pep, Klopp came, Tuchel came, Sir Alex would have adjusted his style to what he's seen. He always did. When Wenger came, when Mourinho came, when Rafa came, new challenges came, he always adjusted. To and what the problem is, সবাই ওই Sir Alexer nostalgia ধরে, they're trying to sort of ride off that, like live off that vibe, and sort of lie আর কি, যেটা বলছে স্ক্যাম করতেছে, মিথ্যা কথা বলতেছিল। This is the first appointment that Man United have made since Sir Alex that is actually a progressive move. When could have been progressive, it was 10 years earlier, but ও বুড়া হয়ে গেছিল, বয়স হয়ে গেছিল, and Mourinho was past it, and David Moyes he's just not a Man United level manager, and Ole is an interim who got lucky in a way. So now they're getting a guy who's actually front foot, and what I like about it's not a permanent move, it's an interim move, and he will choose the guy, and he's the kind of guy that promoted Nagelsmann,
Marco Rosa to Manchester United.
All of these guys came from his school of thinking, so he will find that guy for Man United to take them to that next step. And
I hope it's not Graham Potter. That's the only guy I'm worried about.
Oh no, I would love Graham Potter at United.
But Graham Potter,
that would be good for United. That is the sad thing.
That's why I don't want him.
The only problem is Graham Potter may not be a sexy enough name, because he's British, he's not managed big players, so stuff like that. Like if there was a German guy instead of Graham Potter.
Arteta is as unsexy a name as it gets.
Yes.
But Arteta got a job for
Arsenal. Imagine having
Arsenal are unique in the way where Arsenal are like, look, we're not going to be competing with the big boys. We're going to build it a different way. We'll invest in young players. We'll get a young manager.
It's a very ambitious project. It's a very ambitious project.
It's a different kind of project. I'll tell you that. There are big chances of failing if
okay, I mean, just to get back to what Nusayer started off with about like 40 minutes back, who's going to finish above whom. আমি আমার লাস্ট স্টেটমেন্টটা দিয়ে I think I'll have to take a leave, কারণ কালকে সকালে আবার বাংলাদেশ পাকিস্তান are playing. I'll have to
we'll attend the show as well.
হ্যাঁ, ওটার জন্য okay, if that's so, then it's fine. I mean, I can be here for 10 more minutes, but
we'll have to end the show. I have to sleep and dream about Mikel Arteta and his fat cheeks
and his school of Pep style of play.
Yoga de possession.
So Shahnoor, Tuchel, for example, learned a lot from Rangnick, but then also learned a lot from Pep.
He did.
He presses, but he added elements of possession Zoga de position in his game. যেটা Graham Potterও করে, which I like. I think in modern football it works.
This should have been the name of the stream, Yoga de Posición.
Juego de posición. Okay, I'll add it. Juego
But yoga
Okay,
de
next
position.
Next stream we're gonna do Juego.
Arteta is trying to be very smart, very clever. I think to play
Juego de potato
position,
fries.
Yoga de position in the purest form, like Cruyff used to play. Arsenal অনেক দিন লাগবে, আমি বলতেছি, এত সোজা না. You need to buy elite players. You can't just buy anybody.
That is true. Okay, but Parvez bhai, we're gonna finish with your last statement.
Now, Rahul, who do you think is finishing above? Arsenal?
Oh,
or
yes.
Man United.
By the way, be careful. Tottenham কিন্তু Conte is doing something aste. Be careful.
Yeah. True. Another win last game.
I mean, Tottenham, they face Norwich, and if they win it, they go above us.
We're talking about.
I've watched the Tottenham games. Or they're shithousing their way. They're shithousing their way to wins.
Yeah.
They're not playing good football.
Conte doesn't have the players. Conte already said, I was surprised at the level of these players. Basically,
But they're all soft. It's just soft. Everyone's having the same complaint with this bunch of players. Anyway, so basically, ultimately, যেটা বুঝলাম, Nusayer, take note of that. Arsenal fans ছাড়া no one else believes Arsenal are going to finish above United this season. But that's the conclusion.
I'm an Arsenal fan, and I don't think
the 2 hours
will
that we
finish
talked about.
above United. I don't think that, because it's a young team. It's a young team.
Shahnoor is the only
It's a young team.
To be fair, that wasn't even Arsenal's aim. They just sort of, because Man United were so bad, they
সেটাই
sort of got into this debate.
I mean, Man United were supposed to be title contenders this season. I mean, the hype they had in the transfer window. They got Varane, they got Sancho, they got Ronaldo.
কেপি কিন্তু অলরেডি মানে একবার একটা বলতেছে, সেই দিন বললো যে you lost against 4 teams in the league so far this season and they will all be top 4. এখন বলে Spurs will be 4th. এটা কিন্তু হয় না, কেপি ধইরা হালাইছি।
কেপি কেপি হচ্ছে প্রত্যেকবার ওই যে মানে কন্তে বা মরিনো যেখানে যায় ওরা সবাই সবসময় ওরা 4th হয় বা ওরা কিছু না কিছু একটা কন্টেনশনে থাকে, and then the wither of it.
No, Mourinho passed his best, but Conte took over Spurs. That's like, but I'm surprised, man. He is one of the world's best.
সেটাই তো, everyone was surprised. Yeah.
We'll see how that works out. Nishoka টাকা দিবে.
Shafai Timoner, Juego de Possession is an important thing in modern football. Most of the new coaches submit their final defense based on Juego de Possession on their coaching license. Juego de Possession is here to take over the world.
Yeah.
Forget about gegenpressing.
No, gegenpressing is it? Which is
no more German metal. No more German metal. We're gonna listen to what? Spanish rumba now.
Spanish jazz, flamenco.
We're gonna listen to Tapas Pulis. We're gonna listen to Tapas Pulis.
We're gonna listen to the tomato song, yes? Okay, Parvez bhai, final point. Then we're gonna end this.
Final point. I think we're just at a point, especially from a United fans' point of view, very excited about the next 6.5 months. I was scared that Carrick kimba Giggs kimba kono ekta mate eshe abar hal dhore bolbe next 6.5 weeks months ami dekhi ki hoy, and then after he gets a good run of 10 games oko permanent position ta diye dilo. I was so scared about that. At least ও ব্যাপারটা হয় নাই, so I'm happy Rangnick is here. He might be demanding a lot from the board, from the players. না হলে সে চলেও যেতে পারে বিরক্ত হয়ে, no one knows, মানে that could happen, but whatever happens might happen for the good if the players can take it in on একটা young bunch আছে, which is a positive thing. So I'm hoping they'll do, definitely you'll see a change from the next game. কালকে তো next game, so কালকে থেকেই দেখে বোঝা যাবে যে what they're aspiring to be, কোথায় যেতে যাচ্ছে, and what this current crop can do with this new apparent clear-cut identity that the manager has regarding how he wants to play the team. And by the way, Rangnick is a smart guy. Since he's the coach of coaches, মানে definitely বাকিরা যদি ধরে নেয় যে মুখস্থ খেলতে নামবে and he'll just implement something, I think he has something up his sleeves যেটা he'll do enough modifications based on players that he has, and I think that will be the smartest thing for him to do, and ওইটাই আমাদেরকে actually they'll give us results immediately, as well as also gradually build the team towards what he ideally wants the team to be. So onek positives ase from whatever the situation came out. That's one. And United, once we go above Arsenal in the league, তখন যখন ম্যাচটা হবে আবার I think we might lose that one, Shahnoor, because মানে যে হচ্ছে লিগে উপরে থাকে ওরা হারিয়ে যায় বা ড্র করে, ওরা কেন জানি পারে না। So just hard luck to Arsenal. ওরা হচ্ছে গিয়ে ভালো একটা চান্স মিস আউট করছে to be on top 4. The gap would have been 8 points between United and Arsenal. Arsenal could have gone into top 4. So ওগুলা সবকিছু একসাথে they lost the plot. That was a turning point for them in the entire season. I have a feeling.
I feel like where Arsenal were in control of the match and then they let it go.
Exactly.
They really let
they did. After that one goal,
Arsenal beat Arsenal. Arsenal beat Arsenal.
I mean, I told Shahnoor by the Arsenal the F up sometime this season. They always do that. They always do that.
That's not true because Arsenal in general they can do all these. They're not Spurs per se that they'll Arsenal it up. But what's happening is that
North London is. I mean, North London is not red or white. North London is shit. I mean,
no, that thing matters. Like Shahnoor Jita was a maturity because Man United had that 5% extra because they knew they had to win the match. The game got complacent, and then Arsenal just sort of let their guard down. That can happen with young players. It happens. I'm to Chelsea, maybe in a slightly higher level, but it happens. It really does happen. And then coach blame diba. No point blaming the coach in those situations. I think the players have to take responsibility.
Okay,
we'll see. But I fancy Man United. Yeah.
Okay, finishing the stream here, and before we do that, আমরা সবচেয়ে important জিনিসটা বলে নেই। Bayern Munich won 3-2. They are now 4 points clear of Borussia Dortmund. And
mute গেছে গা, উপরের তার ওয়াইফাই কানেক্ট করছি।
এই অঙ্কুর, আর্সেনাল নাকি ইউনাইটেড কে উপরে শেষ করবে সিজন?
কে উপরে?
আর্সেনাল নাকি ম্যান ইউনাইটেড?
ভাই আমার প্রেডিকশন হলো চেলসি কাপ জিতবো, সেকেন্ড সিটি, থার্ড লিভারপুল, ফোর্থ ইউনাইটেড, ফিফথ ওয়েস্ট হাম, সিক্সথ লিস্টার, সেভেন্থ আর্সেনাল।
টটেনহাম?
Nobody cares about Tottenham.
কোনতে চাইছা বলছে? টটেনহামের কথা মনে নাই।
কোন থেকে 9তে দিছে? Oh my god.
আর্সেনাল 6 7 এই দুইটার মধ্যে থাকবে। ওয়েস্ট হাম লাস্টে গিয়ে স্লিপ করবে আর কি।
I don't think এত লো ফিনিশ করলে আর্টেটার চাকরি থাকবে, টু বি ভেরি অনেস্ট।
কিন্তু আপনি কি ভাবতাছেন কন্টের উপরে ফিনিশ করবে?
হ্যাঁ,
করতে পারে। ফার্স্ট সিজন যেহেতু হইতে পারে।
But Harry Kane এই সিজন যা করতেছে, my god man, he's taking a long vacation.
You're talking about Harry Kane এই সিজনে যা করতেছে, Aubameyang has missed this season are worth 5.05 xg. He has the fourth highest xg in the league and the highest xg out of any player who doesn't play for Liverpool, higher than Ronaldo, Vardy and Antonio, while having less minutes than 2 out of 3 of them. The lie that he gets no service needs to end. This doesn't take into account the countless chances that he missed up because of a poor touch or from being offside, disallowed goals.
I mean, the chance he missed from in the Newcastle match.
Yeah.
And the sitter against Newcastle, that was, I mean, I would have scored that and I have asthma. That is depressing.
Arteta is more confident than I am, trust me. He wouldn't be in this job. Taking the Arsenal job is not an easy job.
No, but as Rahul said, যে ওলে যেমন একটা DNA ধরায় দিয়ে kind of ended up like a scam. So I just hope Arteta could be এরকম time না নিয়ে ফেলে and then it's too late again for another rebuild.
Shahnoor is in absolute belief যে they are gonna be like Pep. I'm telling you, man, Arteta scamming these Arsenal fans.
He might end up being like a David Moyes kind of a manager in his career.
Whatever type of manager he is, I am absolutely sure that he has a very good eye for talent and ওর টিমটাকে যেমনে করে সেট আপ করে দিয়ে যাবে, whether he's there or not, it's gonna be better than what Wenger left it as. It's a rebuilding project and we will rebuild very well because the way we're going, we will be competing for all sorts of honors in 3 years. Give it 3 years.
So 3 more years, Rahul.
Yeah.
3 more years and we'll come back to this.
No pressure. Tuchel, তুমি আরো 3 বছর নাও.
Okay.
আমি যদি বলতে
Okay, we'll come back to this in 3 years, and this is gonna be that's gonna be that for today's.
রাহুল ভাইয়ের জন্য ভালোই। রাহুল ভাই লন্ডন ডার্বি নিয়ে কোনো প্যারাই দেব না। লন্ডন ডার্বির আগের দিন ঘুরবো ফিরবো, কোনো প্যারাই নাই। জানা কথা জিতুম, 3 বছর আর্টেটা আছে, ঠিক আছে।
Okay,
আবার
we're gonna
অবশ্য
come to this in 3 years.
মাঝে মাঝে গোল খাওয়াই দিব জর্জিনো। ওই যে আর্সেনাল ফ্যানরা মিম বানাইছিল না, ফাইনাল গেলে কি করবো, ইউসিএল ফাইনালিস্ট তো আমরাই না চাই, লন্ডন ডার্বি জিততে।
Okay, we're gonna come to this in 3 years or next
Martinelli-
week, because Hortogol is gonna be Hortogol আমরা next every week করবো probably. I will be hosting.
বিস্কুট the
Oh, yes.
biscuit mixer the
The biscuit.
my cat. Yeah.
All right,
Just
this is gonna be this, or that's gonna be that for this week's stream, and we're gonna look to do this every week. Let's hope that we get the same support that we did today, and I guess that is bye bye from me and all of us here. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and kalke সকালে বাংলাদেশ খেলবে. Let's hope they do well. Bye bye.
Right. Bye.